6 o'clock, MJ here, Fester there. Oh, nice pink headphones you're wearing, Fester.
Yeah, I lost the headphone lottery this morning.
Okay, Michelle, what do you think of those pink headphones? Would you rather me have gotten you pink Hello Kitty? What are those?
These are just
these
are the same exact headphones that I wear every day,
right,
in pink. I brought my daughter to work a couple of weeks ago, so we have her headphones at the radio station. Mm-hmm. And today I have my son with me.
When did you buy pink headphones?
She's been wearing them for the last 10 times she's been in.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that. All right. So Fester was here before me this morning, but I didn't know that at first. I guess there's a little backstory. We are live today. This is Wednesday, July 2nd. We are live today. So I'm pulling into the lot this morning.
Right.
And 5:28, 5:29, I'm pulling in. And I'm like, man, who's this Momo parked in the spot where I usually park next to me, where Fester parks every single morning? I'm like, who's this Momo? And it's like this white SUV. As I pull closer, that's a Tesla.
It's not a white SUV.
Well, as he pulls closer, it comes into his field of vision.
It didn't even look like an SUV.
It's a white SUV, and then that's when Michelle said, that's Fester. He's here early today. I'm like, how do you know that Fester is going to be here early today?
Oh, we talk.
I didn't know anything about this, so I'm thinking somebody.
We don't talk.
Who's this dope parked in the spot where you park, right next to me? And then Michelle said, "Oh, that's Fester. He had to take Allison to the airport early this morning, so he beat us in." So you took your wife to the airport? Oh, by the way, once Michelle said that's Fester, and I knew it wasn't your 2010 Cadillac DTS.
Yes.
And I realized that it was your wife's Tesla Model Y, as in why? I thought if I were driving a clunker, that it would be really funny if I then smashed into the back of your newly repaired Tesla and tried to beat the $7,000 worth of damage that the Uber driver did in downtown Tampa when he rear-ended your wife.
I think that would be hysterical.
In that same car.
I think that's entertaining.
So if I were driving just some POS, some clunker, I just, as I pull into the spot, just accelerate and just, something like, hang on a minute. I got to get the right sound effect here.
Let's go.
Probably this one. Oh, yeah. Right. Oh, that's it right there.
That sounds...
Yeah. As I'd be pulling in, just cram that bumper and, kind of like a Price is Right game. Can I exceed the damage that the Uber driver did when he rear-ended your wife?
Tell you what, man. On cars today, even a minor ding.
You know what?
Thousands of dollars.
Yeah, true that.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, seriously. Like little scratches now. I mean, whatever. What?
I mean,
ridiculous numbers for auto body repair these days. So where's your wife going? Why do you have to take your wife? First of all, what time's her flight? If you're sitting in the lot before I get here at 5:29,
so she.
Oh, you had the 5:29 plan.
Yeah.
Isn't that the Florida education deal?
Yeah,
right.
I think I have a couple of those too.
The 529 plan.
I have a couple of Florida. Actually, the Florida 529 plan came out yesterday. It was the first of the month.
Did it really?
Yeah, every first, boom, boom.
All right.
I mean, neither of my kids are even going to go to junior college. I don't know why I'm doing it.
Your kids aren't even. You're going to go to technical school. They're going to go. Yeah.
They wish they were that talented to learn a trade.
They're not even going to technical school. All right. So what time?
My daughter's going to be a ticket taker at a comedy club. That's about it. All right. Anyway,
hey, we know a guy at Side Splitters.
Oh, do we?
Yeah.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, is Wig guy still there?
Yeah, Tooptown.
Is Tooptown. Nice guy.
Yeah, all right. Great guy.
All right. But has he lost that thing? That was ridiculous looking. I mean, you're talking about comedy. I mean,
I haven't seen him in a while.
All right.
All right. So what are we talking about? Oh, my wife, the airport.
So what time did you arrive today?
We arrived at 5:15.
Wow. Man, that's the earliest that you've ever arrived. Did you drop her off at Tampa International or at PIE?
No.
Oh, PIE. Oh, she's going to some little janky town in Is this? She's going to see her cousins.
This is the annual cousin trip.
The pilgrimage to like some cornfield town in southern Illinois, right?
You know, it's so funny. The same way we're surrounded by water, and we feel like we're a tropical island. They're a tropical island of corn. You go out to the edge of town and it's all a sea of corn.
Is she flying like into Champaign on Allegiant or something?
So Champaign doesn't have a bigger airport. It's Bloomington, Illinois. And
never heard of it.
I never, other than booking a flight there every year, I've never heard of it. She's visiting cousin Binky.
Cousin Binky?
Yeah, cousin Binky.
Named after a kid's pacifier?
Listen, cousin
Binky?
Cousin Binky.
Why not cousin Poopy Diaper?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't know the origins of the name, but
Binky.
But cousin Binky's having her.
Binky Stinky. Is Binky a male or female?
She's a female.
Okay.
Why did you hesitate?
This one, I mean,
Yeah, you had to think about it.
Have you met this cousin?
Several times. She's lovely.
Okay.
But cousin Binky, I think she's having it's like her big birthday. What's the after 30, what's the big birthday?
50.
50. So this is the 50th birthday weekend for cousin Binky.
Yeah, you know what? That's pretty sad. You're 50 years old and you're called Binky.
Yeah.
That's
actually that's her professional name, Binky. She's actually a renowned artist in the greater central Illinois area.
She's actually one of the largest OnlyFans stars in southern Illinois.
She does have great feet. But anyway, cousin Binky is having her birthday this week. Allison goes up every year. So she left this morning on a 6:10 flight.
On Allegiant?
On Allegiant.
On Allegiant, yeah.
From Pi.
Yeah, because Allegiant flies to a lot of those like smaller outside of big city airports.
And they're all direct flights. There's no layovers.
Yeah.
It's not like you can go here to here to here. They're all straight. So she's taking off right now.
Why didn't she drive her Tesla up there?
She could have, but that'd be. I mean, it's a day and a half drive.
So she's gone for like 2 weeks?
No. She's gone for 5 days. She'll come back Monday. So I have the kids to myself.
Did she get nailed on 4th of July high airfare travel, or did she book this in advance? Or, because Allegiant typically kind of cheap, right?
Yeah, my wife has a secret system for getting the cheapest fare on airfare.
Yep.
And that system is to not do it and have me do it months in advance. So I booked a flight like back in April.
Okay.
So, I think it was like $59 going up. And
Really?
$70. Then I had to pay for a carry-on. Because my old lady can't live out of a backpack for 5 days.
No.
Oh, and does she have one of those awful, clunky, ridiculously large check bags? You see some people with those awful, just check bags that look like, you know what they look like? As big as those freaking clamshells that my dad used to put on top of the station wagon when we used to drive to Florida. We had that. I think we got it at Sears. You had to put the roof rails,
the plastic rack, the plastic clam.
Yeah, the clam. Yeah. And I think ours was like an olive green on bottom and like a cream color top. And we always had the clam shell on. I mean, like the station wagon wasn't big enough. We had to have this giant storage facility.
Yeah, more stuff on the roof.
Clamped to the roof rack. And I mean, I always thought it'd be hysterical. That thing just flew off the car while we were on I-95 South.
So with Allegiant, most airlines, there's a 50. Well, first of all, she didn't check a bag.
By the way, your wife is one of the 12 billion Americans that are flying or driving this weekend. Today, a very busy travel day. If you're on the roads from noon to 9 today, it's going to be very, very busy.
And that's the funny thing with this airfare.
Yep.
She's not checking a piece of luggage.
Yeah.
She's carrying on. Which you also have to pay for.
I thought you said you had to.
No.
Yeah. Well, no. With Allegiant, you pay for everything.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So you paid for the carry-on.
You bring a carry-on, it's $30.
I misinterpreted. I misunderstood. I thought you were saying that she had to check a bag. And I thought it was going to be one of those hideous, gigantic, like awful, cheapo, plastic, hard-sided bag. I'm talking about those awful luggage. You see people in the airport with some of these gigantic suitcases. Like, what are you doing?
Where are you going?
What do you have? Your whole garage packed in this thing? All right. So you had to pay for the carry-on.
Yes.
Yep.
So the carry-on was almost as much as the ticket. mean, because Allegiant's a dirt cheap airline in the first place. Their thing with check.
So wait a minute. So you paid $49 or whatever, $59 for to fly from St. Pete, PIE, to some airport in Southern Illinois.
Yeah, Podunk, Illinois.
Was it? You said 59 up?
It was like 59 up and like maybe 89 back.
And the bag was what? $30?
It was like $70 both ways, round trip.
Well, hold on.
$35.
Oh, so $35. Yeah. To carry on the bag.
Your own bag to carry it on. They do no work. Now, if you do check a bag with Allegiant, and I don't know if other discount carriers are like this, you can't bring a 50-pound bag to check. It has a 40-pound weight limit.
Oh.
For the carry-on?
No. For the check.
Oh, for the check bag?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they try to stick you every way.
Wait a sec.
Like if you go to Delta.
So they're lower than the 50 pounds?
Yes.
Oh, so Allegiant, they've got a lowered maximum check bag where most airlines are 50 pounds. Allegiant.
It's like 40.
And then if you're over, then they jam you up even more?
Yeah, I think that's the business model.
Gotcha.
The whole business model is let's jam them up.
Yeah.
So
a la carte hell.
Allison's on her way to visit Cousin Binky on happy birthday weekend, Cousin Binky. We love you.
Great.
Anyway, Hudson, because, I don't feel like leaving both of the kids at home alone. Hudson, Hadley's with Grandma, and Hudson is coming here with me today. And we didn't have his headphones in the car. And I was like, Huddy, I forgot your headphones. You have to use Hadley's pink ones. And he looks right at me. He's like, I'm not wearing pink headphones.
Yeah. Oh, so
she's like,
that's why you're wearing the pink headphones, and
Hudson has my black ones. And he's like, what am I, a girl?
Listen, he spends like zero time in the studio when he's here. He's like rummaging through Ron DeCastro's office right now.
He is.
Yeah.
He was just in the. Do you know that Michelle? You've been a pseudo employee now for like 5 months. Did you know that we have like a massage chair here?
What?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hudson's in the
Roll
massage
that
chair.
girl in over here. That's what I need to be sitting in.
He's in that room right now.
They're late paying the power bill, but we have a massage chair. All right, 6:12 at the MJ Morning Show. Just getting rolling. We are live on this Wednesday, July 2nd. I think a lot of folks are already taking off because a lot of people are traveling today. But no, we're here providing quality entertainment. Hey, Fester, there's a big settlement, and today's your last day to get in on it. Michelle and I, not eligible. You are, you know what? I might be kind of peripherally eligible. Hold on. There's something that you have that enables you to get in on a settlement, but today is the last day. And I'm telling you, we've got tens of thousands of listeners that are in the same boat. Are you going to get in on this settlement? Today's apparently the last day to get in on it. What is it for you to get free money? I'll tell you next on the MJ Morning Show on Q105, 104.7 FM. Hang on.
Good morning.
Guess that's that. Fester, see if you can find it somewhere else. All right, hang on. I'll get to the big, huge settlement where you could get free money if you are an affected party. And not so much Michelle and me, but maybe me, but certainly Fester, I believe. So hold on. I'll get to that in a second. First, though, I kind of had second thoughts. Oh, man, I should have downloaded this last night. So Fester sends me a link. Fester, sent me some prep last night, some ideas, and one of them was a link to a Reddit post where this guy posted a video like back to back to back to back of him telling his mom at the dinner table the most inappropriate jokes whatsoever. I mean, like cringy, like, oh my God, that's awful. I mean, terrible.
Yeah, really funny jokes, but they're really cringy.
Oh, they're
I laughed at every one of them.
Irreverent, foul. I mean, it ran the gamut of like inappropriateness.
Offended everybody.
Yeah, so a little bit of offense to everybody.
Right.
And then the mom is like, it looked like the son was like maybe mid-30s and like mom was probably mid to late 70s. And she's sitting at the table. He's telling these jokes and they're awful. I mean, they're just like cringy. Oh, my God, I can't.
That's jokes you wouldn't.
You laugh, but you say, oh, my God, that's so bad. So last night, I'm like, I can't play this. I can't play these. And then this morning, I'm like, you know what? Maybe we should play the jokes and I'll just have Andrew bleep all the bad stuff. It was like 3 minutes of back-to-back quick, like one-liner type jokes. It was a lot of stuff.
A lot of jokes.
So I sent Andrew the link. So I cut and pasted Fester's little link from the email he sent me last night. I emailed it to Andrew, and Andrew said, video's gone. I'm like, what do you mean video's gone? So I go back to Fester's email, and I click on the Reddit link. Sorry, this post was deleted by the person who originally posted it. So from, 11 o'clock last night or 10 o'clock last night until this morning, 6 a.m., the guy deleted his funny video link? Come on.
All right, so I found one joke that somebody did a duet with, or what are those called when you
Oh, you split the screen and you run the top one and then you run you imitating something or responding?
It's always at dinner, right? And you see mom's eating and he tells her a joke about the Avon lady.
Can I play this one on the air?
I mean, it involves Avon. I mean, are they a sponsor? I don't want to, piss off the great folks over at Avon.
No, Avon's not a sponsor.
Oh, they're not? Okay. I mean, I don't think Avon sponsored much since, 1956.
What's the joke? Can I play it?
Why does the Avon lady walk funny?
Can I play this or no?
I mean, sure. It's an Avon related joke.
Yeah, but is the punchline?
Yeah.
Oh no, that's terrible.
It's a terrible joke. I mean, I don't find it overly funny.
Right, so
it's cringy funny.
All right,
Here,
hold on, is there audio?
Yeah, I'm going to reset it and then unmute it.
All right, so this is an example of one of the jokes. So we can play this. It's very distasteful, though.
Yeah, and we don't want to offend anybody who loves the fine products of Avon.
Right.
Or any Avon ladies out there. Are there still Avon ladies?
I don't know if that model still exists.
Yeah.
What about Mary Kay ladies? I don't see many of those pink Cadillacs anymore.
I don't know.
Mary Kay, Avon.
Yeah.
Yeah, my mom always had friends that sold Avon, and my mom said they were a pain in the ass. Trying to get them to buy, lipstick and...
the worst.
You going to play this?
Yeah, here we go. I'm resetting it, and then I'm going to unmute it. All right.
Hey, Mom. Why does the Avon lady walk funny? Because her lipstick.
Oh, no. Oh, my God.
And every reaction from the mother is, oh, my God. Oh, that's so horrible.
But there was 3 minutes of these jokes. It was a Jesus joke that was terrible.
I just sent you a couple of links, and Andrew too, to see if it's the same thing.
Yeah, well,
I wrote the Jesus joke down. I thought it was so good.
Oh man, don't even say that. Do not even go there.
That was the one joke I wrote down, and I was like, I'm putting that one in my arsenal.
Oh man,
I'm going to use that in front of select company for the rest of my life.
Why would the guy take the video link down from 10 o'clock last night and it's gone at 6 a.m. this morning? I don't get it.
Would Reddit monitor have pulled it? Maybe he didn't pull it.
I don't think it says no. It says that. Sorry, this post was deleted by the person who originally posted it.
I mean, he might have got
doesn't say that Reddit moderated it.
Okay, so he might have put it up under.
He had a Jesus joke. He had gay jokes.
They're all over TikTok, by the way.
Oh, they are?
Yeah, I can see the same lady.
Okay.
In several different.
They are on TikTok,
but they're all by them standalone.
Standalone.
Sorry,
okay,
yeah.
They're on TikToxic.
Yeah,
it was a compilation of 3 minutes of jokes that we had yesterday, and they were all, funny in their own way. Some were funnier than others. The Jesus joke I wrote down, I was like, okay,
man, I cringed at that. I'm like, man.
The ones that make you cringe are the ones I like the best.
So, Fester and all others, today's your last day to potentially get in on a settlement. And when you think of the number of users and the fact that it's $95 million, this sounds like one of those settlements where you'll get a check for 29 cents. One of those deals. Yeah. Are you even aware? Do you know what settlement you have to get in on by today? Today's the last day, July 2nd, 2025.
No.
Apple's $95 million Siri settlement.
Siri settled?
Yeah. So, well, here's the deal. Today's the last day to receive part of a $95 million class action lawsuit settlement after Siri, the Apple assistant, was accused of spying on users. That's right. Siri was all up and through you. Yeah, users that have owned an Apple device since 2014 have until today, Wednesday, July 2nd, to be eligible to receive part of the class action lawsuit. The lawsuit, which is actually Lopez v. Apple, was filed in California federal court in 2021 by users who allege that their private conversations were being recorded by their Apple devices after they unintentionally activated Siri. Although a settlement has been reached, Apple has denied allegations that were made in the complaint. Oh, we deny everything. We'll settle, but we deny everything. If you owned or purchased a Siri-enabled device and experienced an unintended Siri activation during a confidential or private communication between September 17th of 2014. Is that when Siri was introduced? Must be. That must be like when, because Apple iPhones come out in September. So that must have been the latest iPhone came out that September of 2014, 11 years ago. And that's when Siri must have been first introduced, if I were to guess. So if you owned a Siri-enabled device from September, okay, hang on. Andrew's telling me it was October of 2011 for Siri. Anyway, so whatever it is, it's September for the iPhone. For September 17th, 2014 through December 31st, 2024. So just this end of the year, last December, that's the eligibility window. And it's the official notification or the official language was, you should read this notice as it may impact your legal rights. That's according to the legal notice. And the lawsuit alleges that people's confidential or private communications were allegedly obtained by Apple and or shared with third parties as a result of the unintended Siri activation. Siri, the voice assistant, activated by saying, "Hey, Siri." Oh, did I just set off people's phones?
You probably did.
Oh, did I just do something by saying that? So if you say that, activates the... See, Michelle and I are not iPhone users. We're Android users. However, I do have an iPad Pro, whatever. I don't know. I use that for FaceTiming in my studio when I do, recordings. We'll do video links, in FaceTime so we can see each other when we do, recordings, and I record certain things. So I do have an iPad in my home studio. The class action claim by users that their Apple devices were recording them without their consent and subsequently sending their information to advertisers who used it to target them with online ads. So if you're having a conversation, yeah, man, let's do some bumps of coke. And then do you start getting like ads from like drug rehab places?
Yeah.
What's the charter?
Yeah.
If you don't get help, please get help somewhere, right?
If
you don't get help in charter, please get help somewhere.
Years ago, I saw somebody who did like an experiment. It was like the first time I ever really realized it. He didn't own a cat, but he would talk. He and his wife made a plan to talk about cat food around their phone. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, honey, we got to pick up cat food today. Yep. Or, hey, are we running low on cat food? Or what's the best cat food? And they're just having it conversationally. And then ads for cat food popped up.
There
and
you
I'm
go.
Like, they are listening to it.
Oh, yeah.
He never searched for
Listen,
it.
it happens on our Androids. Michelle and I will be talking about something, and then some ad pops up in her feed or my feed or whatever. So how much money? This is the big question.
Okay. All right. How much can I get?
$95 million Apple settlement. Payments for each device, if you think that Siri spied on you since 2014, payments for each device are capped at $20.
So I might have had like...
But...
Oh, wait, hold on.
Claimants may receive less depending on the total number of claims submitted.
Oh.
Each individual can claim payments for up to 5 devices. So the maximum payout for each person is $100.
All right.
So $20. I mean, is it worth going through all the paperwork and rigmarole?
I mean, if it takes you 20 minutes to figure it out, is your time not worth $100 for 20 minutes?
I don't. Well, you're just
Potentially?
you're pulling 20 minutes out of your butt.
I mean,
What if it's longer than
it
that?
can't be tedious.
I
I mean,
don't
it's got to
know.
be pretty easy.
Oh man.
These class actions, they just need like your name and info.
Yeah.
Actually, on some of these class actions, getting $20 is actually high because I received a check for like, I can't even remember what the class was, but I was automatically enrolled, and I got a check for like 89 cents. I'm like, my God, between printing, processing, and mailing, it costs more to get this settlement to me than what I have in the actual check. All right, 6:34 at the MJ Morning Show. I have a phenomenal pile of early morons in the news. That's right. The morons are next here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105, 104.7 FM. Don't move. I hate for your air conditioning to go out, as we get ready for the holiday weekend. But guess who you can call? I don't know if they're working July 4th. Maybe they do have emergency service. But if your air conditioning goes out, maybe now or maybe in the future. Hey, if you're listening to me and your air conditioning might be working perfectly right now, but what happens, let's say, July 20th, August 1st? If your air conditioning goes out, you call our friends at Plan B Air Conditioning. So they just put in a new air conditioner at my house. So in most cases, they can fix air conditioners for a very reasonable price. Some companies want to jam you up and try to, sell you a new $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 air conditioner unit, when Plan B will go in and, I've got that famous story. A listener was quoted $6,000 for a new system. They called Plan B Air Conditioning and they fixed it for $600. Our listeners saved $5,400. I needed a new system. Plan B just put in a brand new Daikin. Largest manufacturer of air conditioners in the world is Daikin, and man, it's a nice unit. Had one of my zones go out, didn't make sense to repair it, so we replaced it. Any air conditioning issue, folks, new installation, or if you need a great repair, planbairconditioning.com. That's planbairconditioning.com. 813-PLAN-BAC, and tell them MJ said you. The Kemp Law Group is on hot standby right now if you're in a car wreck, just like that. If you're rear-ended, if you're T-boned, look around you, folks. Look at the maniacal, crazed drivers. Or look at all the distracted drivers all over the place, doing everything in their car but driving. The number of people that are glued to their phones while driving, their car is pointed straight ahead, going 70, 75 miles an hour. Where are their eyes? On their freaking phone. I've like been next to people. I'm like, dude, 10, 15, 20 seconds. I mean, look at the road. Stop looking. If one of these idiots hits you and you're hurt, you got property damage, you call the Kemp Law Group. Accident or fall, you call Kemp Law, kemplaw.com. Tell them MJ sent you. Morons in the news next on the MJ Morning Show. Stand by.
Pretty good. Been spending most their lives living in a moron's paradise. Been spending most their lives living in a moron's paradise.
Oh, man. We have a plane crash, folks. We have a plane crash. Well, not in the traditional sense. One of those catering supervisor vehicles drove right into an airplane at Boston's Logan Airport. You know, like the Gate Gourmet and Sky Chefs.
Yeah, they had like that little scissor lift on the back of the.
What the hell? All right, so it wasn't that truck. It was like a supervisor van for LSG Sky Chefs.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure they're at Tampa International Airport, right? Maybe at PIE as well. So, one of the big airplane catering companies, getting the food and beverages and snacks on the airplane. What a dope. The picture's insane. It's like a van. It's like a small work van.
Yeah.
And it is completely smashed and wedged underneath the belly of a jet at Boston Logan Airport. The whole roof's caved in.
That's awful.
A minivan crashed into a plane at Boston Logan Airport with these crazy photos crushed and pinned underneath an American Eagle jet. So, what?
I mean, if you hit the plane at the right speed, you'd slip right under it, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what happened.
Well, it drove right underneath.
Did he not see it? What's the problem?
I mean, how do you not see it? Also, an American Eagle jet.
It's a good-sized plane.
Yeah, but it's not like a Boeing 737 or an Airbus 320. The American Eagle jets tend to be like Embraer 195s or something. They're like a little closer to the ground. They're not quite as high as some of the larger passenger jets. And I'm looking at the plane here. It might be an Embraer, one of those Brazilian jets that a lot of the commuters fly.
Does this guy think he can tool underneath most of the jets and he's just like, I'm going to make it and misjudged it?
You don't drive under any jet, even if it's like a... Michelle, describe what you're seeing.
I mean, the damage to the plane, looks like, I don't know, some kind of flaps to windows or doors are hanging off.
Oh, yeah. Oh, this
it
plane...
looks like it actually kind of dented the plane up a little bit.
What do you mean a little bit? This flight has been canceled.
Oh, the plane has been canceled.
The damage to the plane is unbelievable. It's got to be millions in damage. I'm guessing that. See if you can see what kind of plane it was. It looks like it might be an Embraer E195 or something, or. See if it says
it's all ripped up on the bottom.
That's
there.
what
Look
I'm
at
saying.
that.
The plane is effed.
Yeah.
It's insane. Yeah. So the minivan with the LSG Sky Chefs logo completely pinned and wedged underneath the plane, and the plane is really messed up. I mean, all kinds of skin damage. This jet absolutely has to be millions in damage to the jet. And this thing's not going to be full. Plus lost revenue. I'm sure LSG Sky Chefs has liability coverage for this.
I'll tell you right now.
Yeah.
I typed in LSG Sky Chef Supervisor, and Indeed has already posted the job.
$64,620 a year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Previous guy drove van underneath American Eagle jet. No, there is an opening. At Boston.
At Boston.
Seriously, on Indeed.
I typed in all the info.
This is real. Operation Supervisor, yearly salaries in Boston. Oh, it doesn't say. No, it doesn't say there's a job opening. It's the average yearly pay.
Oh, okay.
For a supervisor.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay,
it doesn't. Were you able to find what kind of plane it is?
No.
Yeah, but it looks like it's an American Eagle commuter jet. I mean, it's not a small plane.
No.
I mean, it's a good-sized airplane. Man, that guy has to be fired. I mean,
right?
I don't know how you keep your job after you do that. It's not a CRJ because it's they're wing mounted. I don't think it's a Bombardier because they're
Embraer 170 or 175, E170 or E175.
I think it's bigger than that because the CRJs have the rear fuselage mounted engines. These engines on this plane. Okay, it was an Embraer 175.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Woo.
So, 175, 195.
I can finally rest knowing what kind of plane
Yeah.
it was.
Listen, you know me. I'm a little.
The show wouldn't be able to continue if you didn't know what
Laser
kind of plane.
focused.
Little distracted. All right. And then we have a woman and a dog injured after another car crash, this time not into a jet, but a lady drove her Toyota Camry right through the wall of a house in Largo. Did you see this?
Oh no!
Yeah. Hang on, I gotta get the logo. The
music.
The music. Yeah. Hang on a sec. Gotta find the right one here. Hold on. Yeah. Everyone knows. Here we go. Yep.
Hit the gas instead of the brake. Another old fart makes a big mistake.
Yeah. Woman and dog injured after a car crashed into a home in Largo on Monday. I'm looking at the image, and this car, like a cartoon character running through a fence, and like there's an outline of the cartoon character like running through the fence or a wall. You've seen that.
Awful.
Yeah. Honey, we got a Camry in our living room. Oh, new Camrys are in early this year.
Look how much damage was done to this car.
Look how much damage was done to the house.
Oh my goodness.
Both of them are really wrecked.
Yeah, this happened Monday, 2 p.m. near Oak Ridge Wesleyan Church, 110th Avenue in Largo. An 87-year-old woman was driving a Toyota Camry through the church parking lot. She said she intended to stop, but instead accelerated and crashed into a neighboring home. Once again, the jingle says it all.
Hit the gas instead of the brake. Another old fart makes a big mistake.
Oh, I got one.
Okay,
I got one.
Good, go.
I got one. Hit the gas. The car did lurch. At least she didn't bash the church. She hit a home next to the church. Michelle, you like that one?
Yeah, it was good.
Of course, we have the original.
Hit the gas instead of the brake. Another old fart makes a big mistake.
And then we have the instrumental version where we write our own lyrics, with the da 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 da. So come on, Fester, you got to have one.
I mean,
Do
okay.
you have one?
Largo is a hard word to rhyme, but here we go.
Well, Fargo.
That's not the relevancy.
Yeah.
I think I have it though.
What do you? Hold on a minute. What do you mean you're hard to? Hang on a minute. Big car crash in Largo. At least it wasn't a wood chipper in Fargo.
I stand corrected.
Look at that.
You're right. You're right.
Look at that.
You're right. You did work it in. Perfect.
Wood chipper, Fargo, rhymes with Largo.
All right, I'm ready.
Yes. All right, you ready?
Yes.
All right, and
I'm leaving church wearing my blouse. I hit the gas and I hit the house.
not bad.
Not bad.
Yeah, not bad.
That's what I go for around here.
Anyway,
That's my median.
87-year-old woman maybe should not be behind the wheel of a Toyota Camry.
Yeah, there was a dog injured. You didn't use that in any
I
of
know.
your...
I mean, what kind of dog? I mean,
Oh.
the house isn't made of a log. I mean, it's really
I
hard to
know.
rhyme a dog.
Yeah. But again, she told the FHP, hit the gas instead of the brake. The driver suffered non-life-threatening injuries. The house and the car were murdered. It was a murder scene. Do you see how many concrete blocks on that house were murdered?
I mean,
look at the window. Look at the levelers. Look at the blinds. The blinds are a twisted, janked up mess.
I mean, those houses are all cinder block houses.
Oh,
She
yeah.
just punched right through it. Do we know the dog's name?
No. But he did have to go to the vet.
We do. Skittles. Dog's name was Skittles.
Okay.
Yep.
Doesn't help me any. Skittles is even harder to rhyme.
The driver suffered non-life-threatening injuries, transported to a local hospital. One resident inside the home was unharmed, but a dog in the home was injured. My
Oh,
God.
the dog was inside the house.
Oh, yeah.
I thought the
Yeah.
dog.
No, the dog
No.
was in the house.
So the puppy's just looking out the. That's probably his lookout window.
Puppy's probably chewing on a greenie.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I have one.
Oh, Michelle, you have one?
I think so. I don't know.
Oh.
I don't because I don't have the tune in my head, so I don't know. You can play it.
Dun, 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 dun,
I'll
dun.
try.
All right,
Okay,
and here we go.
I hit the gas.
No,
Okay,
Michelle,
sorry.
no,
Sorry.
you-
See?
hold on.
Okay,
Take
take
two.
two.
Take
Take two.
You jumped the gun.
Sorry.
All right, here we go. And
I hit the gas instead of the brake. Oh no, that dog was not a fake.
You know what? First time out of the shoot, that was good. First time out of the shoot, that was good. I mean, usually we try not to repeat the exact line
I know.
in the song.
That's how non-creative I am.
But for the first time, not bad. That's like a B.
the damage to the house is a lot. I accidentally ran over Spot.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right, here we go. Good.
Do you have another one?
Yep.
All right, here we go.
The old lady hit the dog in the head. Hey, the dog's not dead.
There you go.
Huh?
The dog's going to
The
survive.
dog survives, right. I'd love to.
Yes.
Can we send like a Chewy care package
Oh, yeah,
to the
yeah.
house?
oh, that's
Yeah.
a good idea,
Yeah.
Pester.
We ought to find out the homeowner and send exactly a Chewy care
Yeah.
package.
Yeah.
I'm sure they do that, like dog, get well packages.
Right. And then we'll send over, weather tight Mike to look at that window that you bashed
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
man.
Oh, that's right. Oh, that's a great tie-in. So, hey, whoever owns the house in Largo that this 87-year-old rammed her Camry through, call Weather Tight Mike, Weather Tight Windows. WeatherTightWindows.com. They'll be happy to put in some replacement windows because it's looking like it's
window.
It looks like maybe a large center window and then a side window that needs to be repaired. Oh, Weather Tight Mike. And I'm sure he could recommend a mason to put new block in the side of your house as well.
He's in the business. He probably knows
yeah.
somebody pretty
Oh,
reasonably.
yeah. Yeah, so call Weather Tight Mike, WeatherTightWindows.com.
Yes.
Oh, don't forget the cookies.
I mean, if you don't have the cookies, don't call him. I'll tell you right now.
6:54 at the MJ Morning Show. Early morons in the news. When we get back, there's like this crazy home invasion involving a WWE star
Yeah, and like
locally.
Pasco County?
Yeah, up in Pasco. And I gotta be honest, I don't know who this WWE star is. Maybe folks can help me out. Oh, and guess what? How quickly do you know when you wake up in the morning that your day's gonna suck? No, this is really interesting. Science. All right, hang on. That's next on the MJ Morning Show on Q105, 104.7 FM. Hey, you want to save 10% on garage door related items and repairs? You can with Banco. You know the deal. You can bank on Banco. The only garage door company I can recommend is Banco. BancoDoors.com. Bank on the best. Bank on Banco. BancoDoors.com. This is the company that does all the garage door work at my house. You know, we had those new LiftMaster state-of-the-art garage door openers put in, which are incredible. They're app-controlled. You see video of who's coming and going when your garage door opens. I mean, it's truly remarkable. Let's say your spring breaks. That is the number one service call when it comes to garage doors. People have their springs sprung. They break. There's a life cycle on these, 5,000, 7,000, 7,500, 10,000 openings. And if your spring breaks, you call Banco. Great fast service, a great fair price. You can bank on Banco. Mention me, MJ, 10% off on eligible items. Just go ahead and say, hey, I want the MJ 10% off discount, and it covers just about everything. 10% off, BancoDoors.com for anything garage door related, and tell them that MJ sent you. When it comes to a great Toyota experience, it's Miracle Toyota. Hey, every day's a miracle at Miracle Toyota. You know, the 4th of July celebration is on right now. You got to hurry up. You got to get to Miracle Toyota. Let me go through what's going on with the red, white, and boom at Miracle Toyota. How about $1,776 off any truck? You want a new Toyota truck? $1,770. Get what they did there? $1,776. Yeah. So $1,776 off every truck in stock. Every vehicle comes with the Miracle Toyota Advantage Plan, 10-year, 250,000-mile warranty. Miracle Toyota is in Haines City. So all of our Polk County listeners, go visit our friends at Miracle Toyota and make sure you tell them that MJ sent you. Miracle Toyota, 27 in Haines City. That's miracletoyota.com. That's the website. Traffic is on. Here's Shriner, MJ Morning Show, back in a minute.
Pretty good start to our morning traffic.
Hey, there's a percentage of Americans, there's a percentage of people that know their day is going to suck within 10 minutes of waking up. Did you know this?
That seems a little on the early side.
All right, so here we are at 7:02. I'm sure that we have had a number of people just wake up with their alarm clock, their phone going off.
Yeah, 7 o'clock's probably a pretty popular alarm time.
I think 6 and 6:30 are the tops, though.
Yeah.
6 and 6:30 are the biggest wake-up times. And I'm sure 6:45 or, probably 7 o'clock, clearly people have awakened. Also some people getting a real long holiday weekend. Some folks are going to get 5 days out of this deal. They're closing our office like 1 o'clock today or something. Is that it?
Why don't we prorate the morning show and close it down like at
Now?
8:05? Give half a show.
We're going.
Yeah.
We're going
7:30.
7:30. We're out.
I mean, think about it. The office is closing for half a day, and yet we have to do a full program.
Yeah.
Let's
So
prorate
I
it.
think you get to leave early today, and I think our office is closed tomorrow and Friday. Is that? Hold on, Andrew. What? Turn your mic on in there. What's the corporate official 4th of July weekend policy?
Okay.
I was reading the.
Yeah, Ron DeCastro sent out an email that said we're closing the office early July 2nd.
That's today.
And then another email came out that said, I meant July 3rd.
Oh,
so today's a full business day.
Oh, so Big Bad Mean Ron, our market manager, he put out an email saying that we were closing early today.
Correct.
What if somebody didn't see the correction email and they're
Like
just
you?
Yeah, I didn't see any correction email.
Yeah.
I only saw the erroneous email. I like erroneous emails. I think erroneous emails are fun.
That's actually my most favorite kind.
Erroneous emails. All right. So 37% of Americans know if their day's going to suck within 10 minutes of waking up. I don't know if I'm up early every day. I don't know if I have ever said, oh, man, I've been awake for 10 minutes. I'm brushing my teeth. I'm in the shower, whatever. My day's going to suck.
I mean, define suck.
All
I
right.
mean, are they unhappy with their lives overall?
Right. That's what I'm thinking. Like
Well,
they're,
I mean, if you hate your job and you have the
Yeah.
same monotonous job every day, yeah, your day's probably going to be a lot like yesterday. And if yesterday sucked, today's probably not going to be
All
much
right.
better.
If you want to predict how your day is going to unfold, just look at the first 10 minutes of waking up. Brand new research shows that 37% of Americans can tell they're headed for a good day or a bad day, a disaster day within 10 minutes. And that is before they even finish their first cup of coffee or, according to a new study, 2,000 U.S. adults shows the daily balance is a very, very fragile situation. So your morning can be thrown off by missing simple routine steps.
Like if I forget to brush my teeth, my day's going to be
Yeah,
crummy?
it's weird. It's like, oh, yeah, if you forget to make fresh coffee or if you skip your teeth brushing or just a certain habit. I guess it's tied to if for whatever reason in your daily routine, your morning ritual, if you skip something, that can throw you off kilter and that could ruin your day. Americans are creatures of habit when it comes to their wake-up routines. Morning routines take about half an hour, regardless of age or gender. Follow a predictable pattern. Brushing teeth leads the way. 65%. Drinking water? Oh, my morning routine, I drink water.
I'm going to have a terrible day. I only had half a glass and not 2 full
So
glasses.
if you disrupt your typical sequence, it can throw everything into chaos. Oh, yeah. I forgot to brush my teeth at a predetermined time, and my day is just a teetering on the edge mess today.
This whole thing sounds like it would be true for crackheads. I mean, if you're addicted to crack.
What about meth?
Meth, fine.
Meth, just whatever. What about airplane glue?
Insert stimulant of choice here.
What about huffing paint fumes in a bag?
If you're into huffing paint fumes and you have a dependency on it, if you don't huff paint fumes in the first 10 minutes, it's going to be a rough day.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but, I mean, I don't think, listen, I've been known to forget to brush my teeth every now and
Oh,
then.
I thought you were going to say you've been known to
I've been-
sniff spray paint can fumes.
I've been known to do that as well.
Like Mr. Goldface.
By the grace of God, I don't have a mugshot with like a golden goatee.
That guy, man. Silver and gold spray paint.
But, I mean, you forget your pot of coffee or fresh coffee and, the whole day's ruined. I don't buy that.
Are you one of 37% of Americans that know their day's going to suck in the first 10 minutes of waking up? And apparently it's prompted by you forgetting to do something. I'm not a huge WWE base of knowledge. All right. Yeah. The whole world wrestling and entertainment, I still call it WWF. I
know.
It's still I'm sorry, it's still the WWF to me, not the WWE. And what, they changed the name like, I don't know, 20 years ago? Was that really because it was getting confused with the World Wildlife Fund or something?
Or like World Wildlife Fund had like the trademark on it,
or is it the World Wildlife Federation? What is the WWF?
And they used to run commercials of like panda bears dying and stuff, right?
Here's the deal. So why am I bringing up the WWE? Because apparently some crazy freaking Canuck, some crazy Canadian guy, I'm sure there are crazy guys in Connecticut as well, some crazy Canadian guy tried to break into the Pasco County home of a female WWE star. I don't know who this is. I'm sorry. I do apologize to this WWE superstar by the name of Liv Morgan.
I mean, listen, you don't know who it is. I don't think she needs your apology.
I've never heard of Liv Morgan. Michelle, you ever hear of Liv Morgan?
You're
No,
not
I'm
a
sorry.
fan. I can't name one Formula One racer. I'm not a fan.
Well,
but if you
either can I.
Yeah,
Brad Pitt.
But if you're now, I mean, if you're a fan of WWE, you may know who she is.
Well,
yeah.
Fester, did you know who she was?
okay, unless your name is The Rock or John Cena,
Yeah.
I don't know you.
John Cena.
Listen, The Rock and John Cena are the only two wrestlers I know that weren't around in Hulk Hogan's time.
Have you looked her up?
I'm looking at a picture of her.
I mean,
Yeah.
she's
hot.
a
Oh, Michelle thinks she's hot.
I mean, she's in shape and she's beautiful.
She works for the WWE. Of
Yeah.
course she is. And, she's a beautiful woman. She's talented. I mean, are they athletes? Are they performers? Or whatever she has going on, she's great at it. And
let me give you the details. A Canadian man apparently went to Pasco County and tried to bust into Liv Morgan's home.
man,
Sean Aaron Chan, 41, of Scarborough, Ontario, Canada, told federal immigration and customs officers that he was going to Orlando to visit the WWE Performance Center, which I guess is a WWE training center. I didn't even know that existed.
they moved their headquarters, I think, to Orlando.
From Stamford, Connecticut?
No, like the wrestling stuff.
All right, because the actual WWE headquarters, if you're on I-95 and you're driving through Stamford, Connecticut, right near downtown Stamford, you see the WWE building right off to the side.
Okay, but didn't they all train on like Dale Mabry just north of Gandy, where there's
There used to be like
that
a warehouse.
Yeah,
Was that like a training facility
that
for
was
years?
I believe that was like
Really?
the training grounds for the new guys.
So WWE security officials, they called the Pasco County Sheriff's Office after Morgan. So Liv Morgan, who, that's a stage name. Her real name is Gianna Daddio. What?
that's as good a
Wait a
wrestling
minute.
name as
Her
anything.
her real name is Gianna or Gionna, Gionna, Daddio, Dadio.
Okay.
That's her name. Really?
Okay.
Like the Daddio on the radio? Ram and Jam and Michael Scott Shannon. Wow. So the WWE security, they called Pasco County Sheriff's Office and said that some suspicious dude was walking around her property while she was out traveling. So do they have like security that patrols? Does WWE have like private security that sits at or patrols
It'd be amazing,
stars' houses?
Amazing if they did. Or
Wow.
it was like just on a Ring camera and she, saw it herself and called security.
Oh, I didn't know they had their own. So Morgan's mother, Georgette Daddy-O,
Yeah, was she at home?
Yeah. She told, I guess, WWE security that when her daughter is away on the road doing wrestling work, that she's like a caretaker at her house up in Pasco County. So Morgan's mother goes to the home and found a package or packages sitting on the front porch, and there was a handwritten note. It was a 2-page letter that the mother of Liv Morgan said was very disturbing. And it talked about Liv Morgan and some other WWE wrestlers. And it apparently read, Liv, Giona, it's me, Sean, the guy you all hang out with on FFII online, the one who called you Bubble. And also the one that you all disrespected, exploited, and invaded my privacy on a daily basis all the way in Canada. I came here to pay just a friendly visit, nothing more. Yet I'm the one who looks like a stalker thanks to all of you.
You look like a stalker now, man.
Oh, dude, this guy sounds like he's got a freaking screw loose.
I mean, this guy could have just stayed home in Canada and enjoyed the show and been just fine.
Where's the border security? You letting this crazy Canadian in.
Build a wall.
Oh, my.
Up north.
So that's all that Pasco County Sheriff's Office has shared, but I guess there were additional details in the letter that might have been disturbing. I guess the Sheriff's Office up in Pasco said that he was rambling, that he was being watched and he was being spied upon, and that wrestlers were taking advantage of him. So is this some nutcase where he was in some online forum and he thought, what, that other wrestlers were this guy like has delusions. Maybe he thought wrestlers were like saying nasty things or ganging up on him. So he drives all the way down to Florida, to Pasco County to show. First, how did he get Liv Morgan's address? Unless, she might have property.
Yeah.
She might have property tax details
Available.
under her real name. Maybe that's it.
Put it in a trust.
Put it in a trust. Absolutely.
All right. So do you remember like 4 or 5 years ago, there was another female wrestler in North Tampa? Like the guy traveled from another state to break into her house?
Andrew, hold on. Turn your microphone. Andrew remembers some of the details. What was it, Andrew?
Sonia Deville's home.
Sonia Deville was her name. That's right.
In Lutz, right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Here's another. What was the date on this? Let me
This
see the
was
date.
2020 something?
Yeah. August 20th of 2020. Oh, man. Right in the middle of COVID. This guy was a COVID creep. Man accused of stalking and breaking into WWE star's home, held without bond. That was back in 2020. You know, again, I think a lot of people know this. The Tampa Bay area is and has been home to a very high percentage of wrestling stars. I mean, look, Dave Bautista, right? Former WWE.
Yeah.
Now, big actor.
Big movie star.
Dave Bautista lives right here in Tampa. I pass by his training facility, his gym, all the time in South Tampa. I think a lot of people know where it is. I'm not gonna, give you details on where it is, but I drive by it all the time.
Just narrowed it down to 2 zip codes for me. You saying?
This is back in 2020. A South Carolina man is accused of traveling to Lutz in a plot to hold a WWE superstar hostage. Philip Thomas
He wanted to kidnap her or
appeared
something.
at a hearing before a judge ultimately ruled in favor of detaining him without bond. That's back in August of 2020.
Yeah, good job, Judge.
Yeah, according to the state attorney's office, this man poses an ongoing danger to the victim and to public safety as a whole. According to Hillsborough County State Attorney Andrew Warren.
Yeah, that was back when he was around.
That was back. Wait a minute. Andrew Warren saying that someone's a danger and that he should be locked up. That's weird. I would think Andrew Warren would just want to release this guy and maybe even give him the keys to the person's house.
Don't get me started.
Anyway, wow. So we have a history of female WWE stalking stories here in the Tampa Bay area. Court documents. Oh, he had like a replica AR-15. Yeah, hang on. So the court documents show that Mr.
The guy from yesterday,
Mr. Chan. So this is the current. Let's fast forward back to current day. So Mr. Chan, according to court documents, was caught on camera, and he apparently jumped over the front gate of the neighborhood. So this must be like a kind of a gated community.
Community
up in Pasco.
You put a little guard shack in front of there with some whacking hut guy.
Then he tried to break into the home, and he also tried to get into a barn in the backyard. Then he apparently was seen searching for a key under doormats. It's in the planter.
Yeah. I mean, you're so close.
It's in the fake rock in the garden.
Those rocks are really convincing. I mean, you'd walk right by it 1,000 times.
All right. So he was then looking for keys under doormats. Then he apparently, with force, grabbed the door handle and was like shaking the door handle, and the door frame was shaking, and that was seen on camera. And he was also holding an AR-15 style BB gun. And he put that, I guess, on the porch. So,
what a weirdo, man!
What so he was booked in the Pasco County Jail. This happened back in June, but we're just finding out about this now. And he was charged with burglary of an unoccupied dwelling. So I'm assuming that Mr. Chan from Canada is still here in town. What a dope. That's crazy. All right, 7:19 MJ Morning Show. When we get back, we have an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ. I would like to expose Michelle on something. Michelle, you don't know what's coming, but I have a little Michelle expose, and I'm a little bafflated. That's right. That's my word, my dictionary.
Bafflated.
I'm a little bafflated on this, so I've got to expose Michelle on something in just a matter of minutes. So stand by. Also, we finished Severance last night, and there's something that happened in a Severance episode in season 2 that kind of caught my attention. I wanted to float this by our listeners and maybe even take some phone calls on this. All right, so Michelle, what am I going to expose Michelle on? I mean, hours and hours.
I can just leave right now.
No. Don't go anywhere. This
right.
is going to be fun.
Oh, is it? It doesn't sound like it's going to be fun.
This is going to be fun.
You know, place your bets before you roll the dice.
And it's next. Oh, man, you can't tune out of this, folks. On the MJ Morning Show on Q105, 104.7 FM. Hey, we got a lot of rain coming. You know, some of the models are showing maybe in the next 5 days. So today, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we could be looking at up to 6 inches of rain. And if that's the case, you might find a leak in your roof. You know, you might have residual damage from the hurricanes from last year. Maybe you just have roof damage. And if a leak develops, if suddenly you got water dripping in your house, you got to call Westfall. Any roofing issue, you call the folks at Westfall Roofing. This is a family-run company. They've been around since 1989. They're one of the best places to work in the Tampa Bay area, according to a recent post by the Tampa Bay Business Journal. So what does that mean? Okay, so Westfall's a great place to work. Think about it. It's culture. The culture. It just shows you're going to get a great company. It's one of the best places to work. It's a trickle-down deal. So don't get scammed by some really bad roofers out there. You want Westfall Roofing. If it's time to replace your roof, and it might be because roofs last 15 to 20 years on average here in Florida, roof replacement or a leak, Anything with your roof, you call Westfall Roofing and tell them that MJ sent you. They do the roofing work in my house. That's all you need to know. WestfallRoofing.com. Tell them that MJ sent you. The Holland Group, Retirement Wealth Advisors, are here to answer every question that you might have regarding your investment planning and your retirement strategy. If you're in your 40s, I would say late, maybe mid-40s, certainly into your 50s, you need to make sure you have a solid plan for retirement. The last thing you want to do is run out of freaking money in retirement and have some miserable existence. You worked, 4 or 5 decades to enjoy a retirement. Make sure you're on track. Call the Hollands. Get a second opinion on your current strategy if you're with a different advisor or broker. They'll build you written plans, complimentary, no obligation, no cost to you. So they'll answer your questions. They'll build you plans. They'll make sure you have a tax strategy so you don't get whacked with taxes in retirement. If you're about to retire or if you're in retirement, you got to call the Hollands and get a second opinion and make sure that you're maximized. Go to askthehollands.com, get the phone number, tell them MJ sent you. Askthehollands.com. Traffic's on 723 MJ Morning Show. Back in minutes.
In Hillsboro, we have an ad.
here we go. Now, Michelle, don't take this as a personal attack. It is not. Oh, Fester, I need a favor from you.
Okay.
Yeah. Remind me after we finish with Michelle here. Michelle, do not take this as a personal attack. And you might know where this is. Do you know where this is going? Do you have any idea? All right. I need to expose Michelle on something.
Oh.
How many hours yesterday did you spend researching makeup brushes?
That is none of your business.
Oh, come on. Come on. Michelle, seriously. All right. I mean, it had to be 4 or 5 hours. I mean, we were driving home yesterday.
Yeah.
And Michelle's like not talking to me. She's engrossed on her phone. So you usually say, I can't read that to you. I'll get car sick. Meanwhile, on the way home yesterday, you're like a mute and you're not talking to me. I'm like, what are you doing? I'm reading. What are you reading? I'm researching. I'm like, what are you reading? So finally, I extracted out of Michelle. So this is like 10:15 yesterday morning. Mm-hmm. And this was still going on like at 6 o'clock last night.
Well, I didn't do it straight through. I did other stuff, you know. I mean, you just happen to, that's what happens when I am engaged in some other activity that is not like, you know, involving him. That's when he wants to know what I'm doing.
Yeah, but Michelle, I mean, you have this way, and I was telling somebody else about it. Like, when you want to know something,
oh yeah,
you research the hell out of things. I mean, you really dive deep into anything. And now knowing that you are looking for some kind of makeup brush,
yeah,
I'm sure you know every kind of animal hair brush that they have out there. Right?
I'm glad you brought up animal hair.
I mean,
hold on a minute.
Are you buying like a fancy horse hair one or
no,
goat hair? Or?
No, she's talking about squirrel hair.
What?
I'm like, wait a minute. They make makeup brushes out of squirrel?
That squirrel looks dirty.
That squirrel looks dirty indeed.
Mm-hmm.
That's Brian Fellow. It's Animal Planet with Brian Fellow.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Oh, my. Michelle.
All right, Michelle.
Squirrels?
Yeah, hold on a minute. So you're reading about, listen, I learned more about makeup brushes. I also found out that Michelle has been using the same makeup brushes for how many years?
Oh, like since we moved here.
Aren't they
25 years?
Aren't they filthy? Aren't like makeup brushes known to be like filthy, like dirtier than your toilet?
If you don't wash them,
Yeah,
but I wash them.
You can clean a makeup brush. You
Yeah.
don't use the same one again and again. It's like, you know, think about a paintbrush. You can use a paintbrush 100 times.
Oh, I'm glad you said that about the paintbrush.
But you have to wash it. Do they have paintbrushes made out of chinchilla?
You know what? That's why the makeup brush developed from that very high quality animal fur to make their bristles, because the painting is so beautiful. They realized they should be using that for the makeup.
Well, who's they?
The Japanese that make the best top quality, but also in England, the Queen Victoria requested a certain type of brush because of the calligraphy that she wanted to do. So it's the same thing. The kanji and the calligraphy, they wanted a very beautiful.
Queen Victoria from the 1800s?
Hang on a minute.
Yeah, I think it was.
We didn't even mention that apparently Michelle determined that the Japanese make the best makeup brushes.
I didn't determine it. It's been determined already. It's all over the internet. So, you know. It's very easy to discover that information.
I know that you mentioned squirrel hair. Who's
There's 5 types of squirrel.
Who's shaving squirrels in Japan to make makeup brushes?
I don't think they're shaving them.
It's a job.
There's gray squirrel, Canadian squirrel, pine squirrel, red squirrel, and Kazan squirrel.
Okay. So which one does the Japanese use?
Hey, I hit the wrong button. I wanted to play little squirrel noises like.
I'm glad you're amused.
Well, because you're telling me about these animals. What other animals on top of squirrels? They're harvesting squirrel hair to make makeup brushes for women. What other? You also said some other funny animals.
The weasel.
The weasel.
The Siberian weasel.
Hey, you weasel! I want to take your hair for a makeup brush for Michelle. Weasel hair.
Goat
hair.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that kind of coarse?
I mean, I guess if you're really trying to get on a thick layer.
It's not. But each of those furs hold different products differently. So if you're using a liquid product or a cream product or a powder product, or if your product has a shimmer in it, it's all different.
What about French woman armpit hair?
Okay. Honestly.
All right, so Michelle, I found a site here that has
it makeupbrushes.com?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Red fox,
Yeah.
blue squirrel, red squirrel.
Yeah.
A squirrel.
Sounds like a Brian Fellows Safari Planet episode on your face.
That squirrel looks dirty.
That's a funny.
Okay.
Here's one made with quality goat hair.
Yes.
Can I ask, with your 8 hours of makeup brush research yesterday, are you soon to be placing an order for new makeup brushes?
Yes.
How much is a dirty squirrel makeup brush?
I don't know. I'm not buying a squirrel makeup brush yet.
Are you gonna buy a weasel?
You buying a weasel brush?
Probably.
How much are these brushes?
Anywhere from, like $50 to $250.
What? $250 for a makeup brush?
They are crafted by hand by artisans who have been working, have been doing this practice for years and years and years and years.
You're not going to spend please tell me you're not going to spend $250 on a weasel or squirrel makeup brush.
I'll tell you I'm not, but whatever I choose to do is what I choose to do.
Oh, my God. What a mess.
Is this that fancy company, Hermes?
No, it's Hermes.
Okay, so Hermes.
Hermes, the home of the Birkin bag. Hermes, the French designer house. Hermes.
On what looks like to be Hermes' official site.
Hermes ought to come out with Fester back hair makeup brushes. Oh, Michelle, would you use a Fester, if we harvested the hair off Fester's back and we clumped it together, would you use a Fester back hair makeup brush to put on your eyeshadow?
It would depend on how well it held the product and how well it applies it.
Oh, it holds
you would
it
need
all
to
right.
research that.
Oh, my God. Oh, all right, moving along.
But Hermes has one on their website.
Yeah.
How much?
Looks like it's like under $200.
Oh, wow, that's a bargain. Yeah, if you can get out of Hermes for under $2,000, you're in good shape.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
$112.
Oh, wow.
Look at that. That's a deal.
Precision makeup brush Le Persis.
What kind of hair is it, though?
Goat ass.
It's crotch hair. It's
okay.
From Hermes.
It's weasel nut.
Oh, man. All right. Michelle, the last 24 hours, you've been full of prep. There's something else that you sent me, which I find very amusing, and I actually gave it for a little spin. Did a little test drive on something Michelle sent me. I'll get to that in a second. First, though, Fester?
Yes. Favor. You need a favor. I even wrote a note. You said, remind me after the Michelle segment. I even wrote the note that says favor. What can I disappoint you in?
Fester, are you making any appearances anytime soon in the next couple of days?
Oh, my God. I'm so glad you asked. My favorite appearance of the year
is where and when?
It is Friday on the 4th of July.
Yep.
From 3 to 5 p.m.
Right?
At Galaxy Fireworks.
It might be your only appearance of the year as well. All right,
I do 2 of them a year, New Year's and the 4th of July.
All right, Fester, you're
love the folks at Galaxy.
You're tight with the folks at Galaxy Fireworks.
Yes, great people over there at Galaxy Fireworks.
All right, Julian is asking if you can get him set up with some. He's got all kinds of coupons, like 50% off, and but can we visit you? And can
you visit me? You want to come out to my remote? I'm so flattered.
Aren't you good friends with the owner of Galaxy Fireworks?
If by good friends you mean I work for her twice a year, yes. I mean, Miss Sharon hasn't invited me over for dinner or anything.
So do you have Miss Sharon from Galaxy Fireworks cell number?
I'll probably, I'll tell you right now. She's going to be running around like a chicken with her head cut off on the 4th of July.
So Julian's girlfriend is in town from, college, and Julian wants to do a little, fireworks display and show his girlfriend how he can light off fireworks without blowing his hand off.
He better hope he does.
Yeah.
No, I can help her out
and
help him out.
Julian is happy to sign the waiver stating that he's going to be using the fireworks to scare away birds from his fish hatchery. So Julian will sign the official waiver that he's buying the fireworks to, like I said, number one, scare birds from his fish hatchery. Number two, in a mining operation, because Julian's doing a lot of mining.
Yeah, we have a lot of mining here in Florida.
Crypto mining.
Yes.
And then
Probably is.
signaling trains. So those are like the three things those are the loopholes so people can buy fireworks.
I don't know if they still have the paper disclaimers.
What do you sign, an iPad or something?
I mean,
now?
maybe that was like at like the tent stands or something. I don't know that I see many people signing the disclaimers at the store. But boy, you want to talk about a busy place?
Yeah.
You go to the fireworks store on the 4th of July. You go to Galaxy Fireworks. The place is going to be crazy.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah. So listen,
everybody seems to wait for the last minute.
but one of the loopholes in using fireworks has been that you claim that you're scaring away birds from like your crops, or if you're a fish hatchery operator, that the birds are eating your little fish eggs that are floating in a pond, and you need to scare the birds away, or mining, or if you need to signal a train.
Yeah.
Yes, this Roman candle is. I'm signaling this train that's barrel-assing down the tracks.
So listen, hold on. Let me ask you a couple questions.
And by the way, I'll let you ask the questions.
Sure.
Remind me that in the state of Florida, there are days where fireworks are legal. A 2020 Florida law established 3 fireworks holidays when they're allowed. Fireworks are allowed on New Year's Eve, December 31st, New Year's Day, January 1st, and Independence Day, the 4th of July.
Okay, great. So I can probably, hold on. The 4th of July, see that for Julian's schedule, I'm there from 3 to 5, right?
Yeah.
Which is high time. I mean, that's when you're getting ready for your...
Which Galaxy Fireworks location will you be visiting?
We're going to be on the big store on MLK between 275 and Florida Avenue.
All right.
In Tampa.
I know how to get there.
Yeah, but don't you have like some fancy dinner planned? Because that's the boy's actual 21st birthday.
Yeah, so we have dinner plans. Well, we can say it.
Yeah, you said it last week.
Yeah, we're taking Julian for his 21st birthday.
So Forza Garage.
so
I love that place. That's where I'm taking my kid.
Julian's 21st birthday. The kid turns 21 on July 4th. He's a 4th of July baby. And we're taking Julian and his girlfriend to Burns Steakhouse for his 21st birthday. He'll be able to legally order his first alcoholic beverage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he still has, by the way, he still has the underage license. So he's like in a mad rush to get rid of that dead giveaway. Underage, the vertical driver license. So he can't wait to make an appointment and get the regular horizontal, I'm 21 or older Florida driver license.
Dude, I tell you right now, man.
Hey, if you're there at 3, we can easily make it to the fireworks place.
Come by
before we go to Burns Steakhouse for Julian's birthday on Friday.
Absolutely, you come by. That'd be great.
All right,
that'd be great. It'd be great to see you, and I'm sure we can get Julian. You know what? They have so many different things to choose from, and they have things on sale. They have things buy one get one free. Buy one get 2 free.
Really?
Some things buy one get 3 free. Galaxy Fireworks.
What's like the biggest one? The one that makes the biggest like splash?
The C4 pack.
I don't want the one. Listen to me. I do not want the one where the dude who was celebrating out there for the World Series who blew his fingers off. Do not want that one.
So, honestly, there's different kinds of fireworks, and over the years, I've played with all of them.
Yeah.
And there are the mortars that go into the tube that shoot up, right?
Yeah.
Julian says he wants the commercial-grade Macy's fireworks style.
Okay, well, we may have to put an order in for that one. But,
the ones where, like, Chinese factories blow up and they don't find anything bigger than a dime.
The firework that I've gravitated to are called the cakes.
The cakes.
The cakes are like a box where there's like 24
It's like a
pre-rigged.
It's like a Thompson submachine gun, like a round canister.
Yeah,
like a magazine.
One fuse and you get a whole mini show, and it's awesome.
You light one fuse and it blows up Lakeland.
We don't want to blow up Lakeland.
No,
we want everybody to use fireworks safely. Especially come see me Friday on the 4th of July from 3 to 5. Now, I'll tell you, with the
Galaxy fireworks on MLK, right?
Yeah,
the big store.
But with the wetter weather
Right.
that we
Yeah.
can expect,
Yeah.
I mean, there's virtually no like fire. Remember years past, there was like always like a drought.
Oh, a
like,
fire dam, fire danger.
Yeah, like fireworks sales would be limited.
Like the Smokey the Bear arm is pointed to the red zone for high fire risk.
Only you.
Yes.
Me?
Only you could prevent blowing your fingers off.
But yeah, I can probably help Julian out. There's a bunch of great folks who'll be working there.
Julian wants to get some fireworks
we'll get him introduced to the people.
set off on his birthday. All right, I'm still having an issue with something, and I keep seeing stories about the hero dad that jumped in the water to save his 5-year-old kid that fell off the balcony, off the railing of the Disney cruise ship coming back from the Bahamas heading into Port Everglades in Fort Lauderdale. Hero dad. Wait a minute.
Awful dad that made a terrible decision that had no choice but to save his kid's life.
Every indication that we're hearing, and we even had, remember the woman that called up that was dog sitting for a family that was on the cruise. A local dog sitter called us earlier this week, I think it was Monday, and said, hey, believe it or not, I'm dog sitting for people on that cruise. I got the whole deal. And the father allegedly was holding the 5-year-old girl, balancing the girl on the railing of the 4th-story deck of the ship on this Disney cruise line. The father put the 5-year-old on the railing. It's already at least a 42-inch railing with plexiglass. The father lifts the girl up, puts the girl on the railing.
Like balances her on it.
To take a picture. Might have been a selfie. Like he's holding the girl on the railing and he's holding the camera. Anyway, we've heard from multiple sources, and I don't know if the media has reported this. We've heard from multiple sources that and people on the boat.
That's where we got it from.
That the father was balancing the girl on the railing to take a photo, and the girl went backward and fell into the water. That's what we're hearing. So does that make the father a hero? If he caused the fall in the first place? Of course, you're going to jump in after your kid. Well, I think most fathers will, but I'm sure there are some that would not.
I mean, in that second, you got to jump.
But I keep, hearing, hero dad saves. Yes.
Yeah, I don't think he was standing there with her to take the picture. I think he put her there, and then he went to take the picture.
Okay, either way.
Right.
That's even worse.
Right.
Yeah, you set the kid up for the photo.
And
All
then
right,
you
smile.
Then you back up. If you're putting the kid on the railing and you're trying to hold the kid, that's bad enough. But if you put the kid on the railing unattended and you back up like 8 feet to take, hello, okay, and then that's even worse.
All right, smile. Over here. Look over here. No, look at the phone.
Why are they calling this dad hero dad who initiated this dangerous activity in the first place?
The details that are out or publicly out don't include that.
Yeah. Well, see, come to the MJ Morning Show for the real facts. That dodo dad, dumbass dad, put the kid on the railing, a 5-year-old, 4 stories up.
So,
hero dad.
MJ, we keep surprisingly few secrets around here.
Yeah.
I think I specifically really missed the boat this week. No pun intended.
You missed the boat? Why?
Yeah, because...
Did you do the same thing?
No.
Oh. On your last Disney cruise?
No. Cece, the dog sitter, who called us,
right?
She sent us the first picture of the rescue boat.
Dude, she texted that to you?
We held it up. We talked about it on the morning.
Yeah. Oh, we did show that.
Yeah, we did. We talked about it.
On Monday. So Cece, the local dog sitter, was dog sitting for a couple that was on the Disney cruise where this happened. That's where we got the information that the father put the girl up on the railing, for the picture, and the girl fell in. None of the media is reporting this. Come to the MJ Morning Show for the real story.
It took another 28 hours, 30 hours for this video of the boat to make it out there.
Right.
And we had the picture a day before anybody, and all I did was just leave it in my text. I didn't,
Yeah, I should have posted it. Why, dude?
Watermark
Why do
it, MJ Morning Show.
I should have put that on my...
Think about it.
We would have had the first freaking... Dude, you
we
totally blew it.
I'm telling you.
We had an exclusive for at least a day.
At least Possibly a day and a half.
The couple whose dogs were getting dog sat in Pinellas County.
They sent the photo to the dog
sitter. Hey, here's the rescue boat going to retrieve the dumbass dad and the daughter that fell overboard.
Yeah, you won't believe it's a crazy story we saw. Their balcony was facing all the action.
You're a schmuck.
Yeah, I am.
You're a schmuck.
Schmuckiest.
We had that photo. We had an exclusive.
Exclusive. I mean, radio shows live
You're as
and
dumb.
die.
You're as dumb as the dad.
Pretty much.
Or dumber.
Yes.
Dumb and Dumber. The dad and you.
Yes. Yeah. Me and this dad. We're gonna open up a daycare together.
Dumb and Dumber daycare.
So anyway, we screwed the pooch on that one.
I can't believe that, dude.
Oh, she's a dog sitter.
That's insane.
No joke intended.
So Michelle and I finished Severance last night. Yeah, we're late to the party. Well, the second season of Severance just came out, I think, in March. So we're not that late to season 2, but we've been binging. Michelle, when did we start? Like 2 weeks ago? 3 weeks ago? How long ago? When did we start? 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, maybe 2 weeks ago.
Maybe 2.5 weeks ago. So Julian has been pushing us to get, up to speed on Severance. And Julian's been like, oh, man, you got to watch it. And I haven't been poo-pooing. We just have so much.
No, you did poo-poo it.
We just finised Yellowstone. When did we finish Yellowstone?
I don't know.
Like a month ago?
February, March?
You started in February.
No, I think we started earlier than that. Anyway, so we finally finished Yellowstone.
Mm-hmm.
And then we just finished Severance. We're up to speed. Because the first Severance season came out like in 2022 or 2023.
A couple years ago.
Yeah, it's a while ago. And then there was like a gap for season 2. I guess, the writer's strike or,
we had the writer's strike and we had COVID.
Yeah. So the season number 2 was delayed. So we finally caught up. And I'll tell you, that final episode for season 2 with the marching band, that's some crazy crap right there. And Mr. Drummond, man, that's a creepy dude.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Drummond, creepy. The whole show is just, you know what? It's like the dude that came up with that concept must have been shrooming out. He must have been on something to come up with that whole concept. So one thing popped up. So we finished Severance last night. When is season 3 supposed to drop? Is there any indication on season 3? So Severance, do I recommend it? Yeah. I really did enjoy watching Severance. But something popped up. I don't know the exact episode, but in one of the episodes, kind of midway through season 2 of Severance on, Apple TV, was one of the characters, a woman, refused alcohol at, was it dinner, I think?
Yes.
Refused wine at dinner. And, of course, that became the tip-off. Oh, you're pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
Does that happen to a lot of women? I mean, when you, beg off and you turn down a glass of wine or a cocktail, is that a dead giveaway? I mean, that seems to be a drinking giveaway that if, you're of childbearing age and maybe you've been married for a little bit, whatever the story is, and maybe kids are in the picture, and then you're with friends, you're out to dinner, you're at a dinner party at their house, and then you turn down the alcohol. Listen, most people wait. What is you want the first trimester to be over, right? It's like you're supposed to wait.
Oh, until you announce it?
Yeah, the announcement's like 3 months, right?
Right.
So you want the first trimester to be over, and typically that's, I guess, what standard most people follow. But, if you're pregnant and you're only a couple of weeks in or 3-4 weeks in, and, you got the plus sign on the pee stick,
Right.
and then you turn down.
I think that if it's your norm and you're with, like in the case in the scene, they were with their, siblings. So it was like, brother and sister with their spouses. And so you're sitting there having dinner. And if they normally all share a bottle of wine.
That's what I'm saying.
And then the one, character said, no, thank you. Then you're like, oh, okay, what's going on? And you kind of know because you're close enough. They're planning on having kids.
All right, you know how you can recall weird things from the past crystal clear?
Yeah.
All right.
Weird things from the past. most
crystal clear version.
Okay.
Yeah.
You two have produced 2 spawns, right?
Yes.
Offsprings.
Yes.
First one was Chloe.
Chloe, yes.
She's an August baby.
Then Julian.
So you knew like at Christmas time that Michelle was pregnant.
Yes, we did.
Okay.
Okay.
So get this.
With both kids, did we know Christmas time that you were pregos with both?
Well, Julian was 4th of July, so you would have probably that would have been
Yeah.
even earlier.
Yeah. Because Chloe's
Yeah.
August 20th.
So
Yeah.
I remember you as a young man,
Mm-hmm.
and boy, you were a bull.
Young man.
Yeah.
I don't know what's happened to you, but you used to be a piece of work.
Hold on. I used to be what?
You used to be a bull. You used to
Yeah.
be a piece of work. I mean, this
Yeah.
is a watered down version of it.
I'm all watered down.
Yeah, I
So
mean-
you're saying MJ circa 2001
Yeah, I barely recognize this
is,
guy.
is different
Right?
than MJ 2025?
Yes.
yeah,
You're mellow.
So
Yeah.
if you think I'm mellow, really?
You're mellow now.
Oh yeah, I'm mellow.
You're a piece
yeah.
of cake. Anyway, but I remember when we announced on the radio that Michelle was pregnant,
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
and we called one of our favorite people, or one of our favorite people called in, Dave Reinhardt's wife, Joni.
Oh yeah,
She called in.
Joni.
And the day of the company Christmas party, back when the company had Christmas parties,
Yeah.
you made a quick appearance, and then you went to dinner with the Reinhardts. And
Yes.
Joni said on the air, I thought something was up when she didn't have a drink at the dinner we went to at the Christmas party. Now, mind you, this is like now May.
Yeah.
So we didn't see them every
Right.
week
Yeah.
socially. But
Yeah.
I remember Joni Reinhardt saying, I thought something was up. I thought that might be the case when we were at dinner at Christmas, the week before Christmas, and
right.
Michelle passed on, the hooch.
Hello, Dave Reinhardt.
Right? Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's Joni was Dave Reinhardt, our old general manager's
And
wife.
you know where we went to dinner was Mise en Place.
Oh, we did.
We did.
Yeah.
We went to, I think it was a Christmas party.
It was a Christmas
then-
party night.
Yeah.
And you guys
That's right. And after the Christmas party, we went to dinner at Mise en Place with the Reinhardts.
Right,
Yeah.
my invitation got lost.
Hello, Dave Reinhardt.
Yes.
My invitation got lost.
I'm
in the
so
mail.
sorry.
I know. I'm still looking for it. Anyway, but you guys went, and Dave said you had a tolerable time. But Joni said,
Yeah.
she wasn't. She was happy. She was thrilled.
Yeah.
But she wasn't like surprised because she knew it in the back of her head,
Yeah.
and she was holding the card, just waiting for you to announce it.
She was astute.
Yeah, so
She
she
was.
knew. Well, that leads to a question, and maybe I'll ask for a call or two here. Were you discovered, or was your pregnancy blown because you turned down a drink, and I guess you were with friends or people that know you, coworkers, and maybe you've been known to imbibe or partake, and then suddenly,
Yeah, I mean, you can't be boozing up Betty,
Hey, or-
and then you can't be like wild and crazy, and then like, oh no.
what about toking up Tammy?
Yeah,
What
right?
what about like smoking joints
Yeah,
and
Everybody's passing the
All right,
joint around, and
all right,
old Tammy's like, no thanks.
All right, let me
Or
go
you
to-
know what the alternative is? Let
What?
me just tell you real quick is
yeah.
that if you don't know and you go to some event and you're getting like, completely
Oh,
blitzed, and then, 3
Like-
months later, you're like, telling everybody you're pregnant, and then everybody goes, but you were blitzed at the Christmas party.
then
And
they
you're like,
do-
I didn't know.
they-
And then they're like, oh, well, when your
Oh.
kid comes out, I guess we'll find
yeah.
out.
Your kid is going to be fetal alcohol Freddy.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go to phones on this. Just I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this, but if I can get a couple of calls from our female listeners, were you discovered that you were pregnant because you kind of broke your pattern and you turned down a drink when you're the first one to throw it back? 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. So was your pregnancy, did the cat get out of the bag sooner than you wanted it released because you said, nope, I'm not drinking. I'm not having a drink. And then suddenly, your friends give you the eye, maybe even mouth, really? Something like that. All right. 800-990-1047 or something similar. Or like who just said, you're at a party and you're getting wasted.
Tore up.
And then a couple of months later, you announce you're pregnant, and then people that you work with or suddenly they're doing the backward math. By any chance, any listeners listening right now, were you pregnant? You didn't tell anybody, but it was discovered or people knew because suddenly you weren't drinking like a fish. All right, 800. Again, this is kind of a hit and run. Just want to see if I can get a call or two on this. Andrew is screening right now. 800-990-1047. All right, let me grab. Oh, happened to Lori. All right, Lori's in Clearwater. Lori, welcome. You're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hi, MJ, Michelle, and Chester.
What happened?
Yes.
Yeah, what?
Lori? Hold on,
Yes,
Lori, hold on. You're breaking up. Go ahead and start again.
Okay, sorry, going over the Gordon Campbell Bridge.
All right.
Okay, yes, it happened to me. We waited for a while to have kids, and we were out with friends, and yes, I was known to be the partier, and we went to a comedy club, which, by the way, was no fun without being able to drink.
Right.
And so my friends immediately questioned me. And I said, no, I'm on an antibiotic. That's why I can't drink. They sort of bought it, sort of did it.
Good answer.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm taking care of my syphilis right now, and my I'm on an antibiotic. But they kind of bought it, or did they?
Kind of bought it.
But Lori, that's a legitimate, passable enough excuse to where I probably wouldn't think twice about it. Hey, no, guys, I'm on a cycle of antibiotics. I can't have alcohol for another week or so.
Or I just got popped for my third DUI, and I've got one of those interlock steering wheels we got to blow into the car to make it start.
I wasn't that much of a party, but I like to drink. Luckily, I have a husband who's my DD all the time.
There
he
you
doesn't
go.
like to drink.
Which one would they have believed more, the antibiotics or the blowing into your steering wheel?
The antibiotics, for sure. Because my husband always drove, so.
Lori, thanks for the story. Lori with the story. It's a Lori story.
It's a Lori story.
A Lori story on the MJ Morning Show. All right, Lori, thank you. Have a great 4th of July weekend. All right, moving on. Enough, Andrew. That's all I need to do. All right. Michelle is just a prep fest. Michelle's a content fest this morning.
Oh, wow.
So Michelle, listen to this. Michelle sends me a link to a bridesmaid speech for hire AI website.
Well, it's not just that she writes speeches. She's like totally bridesmaid for hire.
Right.
She'll do it all.
Right.
But the big thing.
Explain that to me.
I mean, she will, the bridesmaid usually does what? She plans the bachelor party.
Tell me, what does a bridesmaid actually do?
I don't know. She helps the bride, right? She's like the, lady in waiting. She makes, she goes maybe gown shopping. She helps her organize, the events. She helps her, I don't know, a dress thing, whatever.
But there's a big commitment to be a bridesmaid. You can't just namby-pamby.
But one of the biggest things is writing the speech.
Yeah. And there's this website. When you find this, it's like
it popped up in my feed.
Bridesmaidforhire.com.
I wasn't looking for it.
Yeah. Something you want to tell me? So there's a website, something like bridesmaidforhire.com. And one of the features is you put in all kinds of information and it'll write a bridesmaid speech for you. And it's something like, being a bridesmaid is tough enough, but coming up with a good speech as the bridesmaid for the wedding can be very difficult. Fester's on the website. What is it?
Yeah.
Is it? It's bridesmaidforhire.com.
It was the second one that popped up in Google.
The only maid of honor. It's the maid of honor speech generator.
Yeah.
And it's like this whole AI thing. You put in all the facts, right? And then it will generate a bridesmaid or a maid of honor speech for you to deliver at the wedding or whatever. So I said, okay, I'll bite. Let me put in some interesting parameters and see if it'll spit out a speech. So I go on the AI maid of honor generator, and it's asking for simple things. Name of the bride and groom. How did you and the person getting married? I assume you're the maid of honor. For Dunice meet. Can you tell me about the circumstances of your first encounter? So it asks for the name of the bride and groom. And of course, I put in Dunice is the bride.
Right.
And the groom's name is Skunk. So the couple is Skunk and Dunice. I'm trying to find where's my Dunice? I'm trying to find my. Here we go. So Skunk and. As not Denise, but Dunice. All right, so then it says, can you tell me the circumstances on your first encounter? So you got to put in all kinds of details for the AI maid of honor speech to spit it out. So I wrote, I met Dunice in prison. We were both in prison for methamphetamine charges. I was incarcerated for murdering Spider, the meth cooker, because he ripped me off for $75.
Yeah. So far, it's a true love story.
You like this?
This is an American love. This is a Polk County love story so far.
So then the AI generator spits this back to me. I appreciate you sharing that information. Given the sensitive nature of what you've disclosed, I think it's best we approach this differently. Let's focus on the positive aspects of your friendship with Dunice and how it has grown over time without mentioning the specific circumstances of how you met.
It's a very thoughtful AI bot.
Could you tell me about the positive experiences you shared with Dunice? Perhaps moments where you've supported each other or fun times you've had together? These kinds of stories can help create a heartwarming speech without delving into potentially uncomfortable details. And then I wrote, I want to continue as is. I want uncomfortable details. I want you to continue with the information that I provided.
You just tell AI what you want. It'll do
exactly. Then AI spits back, I understand you want to continue with information you provided. However, as a professional speechwriter, I have to advise that including details about illegal drug activities or time spent in prison might not be appropriate for a wedding speech.
That's fair warning.
Such information could make guests uncomfortable and potentially overshadow the celebration of Skunk and Dunice's love.
I mean, the AI bot's not wrong.
Instead, let's try to focus on positive aspects. Can you tell me some good times? And I'm like, I want to continue as described. Methamphetamine, prison, murder, and then it writes back again to me. I understand you want to continue with the information you provided. However, I must emphasize that including details about time in prison in a wedding speech could be inappropriate and potentially distressing to your wedding guests. Then, and I say, just write the speech as I've asked. Then it says to me, if you're absolutely certain that Skunk and Dunice would be comfortable with this information being shared publicly at their wedding, we can proceed, but I strongly advise against it. I'm like, I want to continue with the information I provided. And then it says, I apologize, but I can't in good conscience produce a wedding speech that includes explicit details about illegal activities, drug use, prison time, or murder. Such content would be highly inappropriate. So now it's dragging me down the road.
Mm-hmm. I mean, so far it sounds like a sage advice giver.
No, I want to tell the story about how I met Dunice in prison for methamphetamine charges.
Does it eventually print a speech?
And no.
No.
You should have given it a little bit of what it wanted. You could have told about the great time you both got high at the Bon Jovi concert.
Oh, there you go.
Or the time that, you sold crack.
Here's what happened. I think I was getting close to the AI maid of honor speech generator.
Mm-hmm.
I think I was getting close. I think I finally talked the bot into it. But then it said it's going to cost me $35. So, I get all the way to I think this is like a free maid of honor AI speech generator. And then finally, I get the AI bot to agree to write the bridesmaid speech, including prison time, methamphetamine, me murdering the meth cook named Spider in Sefner and in Methner, and then it hits me up for $35.
This AI bot spoken like a true meth head.
Oh.
Except for some money. Hey, you got any money?
Yeah.
Oh, anyway, thanks, Michelle, for sending me the. You don't even know I did that.
No, I didn't.
Didn't you hear me laughing?
Yes, but I was doing my makeup brush research.
I'm
so,
on the couch. I'm doing prep. I'm typing all this crap in. I'm on this thing for 20 minutes, and I'm sitting here cracking up. I'm laughing, and Michelle keeps looking at me, and you never asked me, what are you laughing at? Yeah, because you were so engrossed in your damn makeup brush, research crap. Can I ask you one other thing before I move on? Why did you send me a link to a story with the headline, Cobblers, Crumbles, a guide to baked fruit desserts? Why did you send me the story?
Oh, I don't know. Looked like something you might be interested in.
You should have sent that to me.
Yeah.
I love
I'm going to start making cobblers and crumbles.
Oh, I love a good cobbler or a good crumble. That's a summer dessert.
That article is very informative as to the very distinct differences between each of those varieties of fruit, dessert that is normally, made over the summer and in the South.
Dude, you know what I'm going to do this weekend? I'm going to make like a cheesecake in a pan, right? And make it look like the American flag.
Oh, are you?
Blueberries, strawberries, and like white chocolate chips for stars.
Hey,
awesome.
You want to hear something interesting?
What's that?
So, well, Michelle, you heard this. Fester, I'm talking to Fester and our listeners.
Oh, yes.
Our total 2024 BMW X5.
The old one.
The old one. The one that got totaled because of Helene. And the fact that, the water had never gotten more than like 6 inches up my driveway. And then suddenly we find ourselves with 18 inches of water in the garage. And USAA, our insurance company, they totaled our vehicle. I got a call from USAA yesterday because I was having trouble with my insurance and the state. And I was in this like death spiral, like merry-go-round with the DMV here in Florida. Folks, if you listen to the show regularly, you know that my license was suspended for 6 months. I mean, literally. My license was suspended last December 4th. I didn't find out about it until like 10 days ago. I had no idea. I've been driving around for 6+ months with a suspended freaking license because the state said I had no insurance. I got no notification. I got no letter, nothing. I had no idea. Zero. My insurance is paid every single month to USAA. I've got all the maximum coverage. I've got all the, the serious limits and everything. I even have an umbrella. So I find out my license is suspended. So I thought I had it taken care of because I put my insurance information back in the computer, and then it made me valid again. But here's the issue. And it wouldn't go away. It was like some bad rash. The DMV computer, they were going on that my 2024 X5 with the same license plate, it was still in the system, and my name and driver license got tied to that vehicle as having no insurance. That's why they suspended me. But that car was totaled. USAA paid it out. It was totaled because of the flood damage on the vehicle. But the DMV computer was all screwed up, and we bought a brand new 2025 X5.
You said this was an interesting story, right?
Well, shut up. Hang on a minute.
I want to be sure I heard you correctly when you set this up.
I have to set this up for people that have not heard the story.
Because there is an interesting story coming eventually.
So then I get my license reinstated, and then finally I get notified because I did sign up for DMV alerts. And after all of this, you can actually sign up for Florida DMV alerts. And if anything changes to the status of your license, they'll send you an email.
That is so interesting.
No, there's more to the story, dopey. Just listen to me.
I'm waiting for the interesting
Just listen
part.
to me.
Okay?
Yeah, we're waiting for it.
I get another notification that my license is set to be suspended on Monday, July 7th. After the holiday weekend, my license is set to be suspended again. So I told this story about a week ago. I spent 3 hours on the phone with my insurance company, with the Hillsborough County Tax Collector's Office. And then finally, I got to DMV in Tallahassee, and Tricia or Trinity, whatever, she finally was able to decouple the stupid 2024 totaled car from my name and solve the problem.
Very interesting.
But in the meantime, the original adjuster that said, hey, we're totaling your car because of the flood damage, the original adjuster called me and said, hey, he had a note in the file that I was having trouble with insurance. And I said, yeah, I got it all taken care of. He calls me yesterday. He's a USAA adjuster. And I explained, I think I got it all taken care of. And I said, yeah, hey, what happened to the old car? And he's able to go into the file. My old totaled car was sold by Copart. I guess they're a company that deals with like salvaged vehicles.
Yeah, you don't know about Copart?
So USAA uses, I guess, Copart for bashed up vehicles in accidents or flood damaged cars. And my car went to Copart, and then in the file it said that my 2024 X5M was sold for $56,500 to a virtual bidder. And then my adjuster said, and I'd been told this already, that the car is probably overseas. It's like in the Middle East. It was shipped to like South America or to like some of like the Russian type states.
Great. So when like some oligarch is tooling around Moscow in your old whip.
And guess what? I think I left my home address in the GPS.
Great.
I don't know if I took my home address out. And whoever gets this car is going to have problems because, the electrical system.
They couldn't really judge the amount of problems.
Yeah, but it's a flood car. The problems are going to crop up. So my car was sold for $56,500. And the adjuster said, been seeing a lot of these vehicles going to Georgia. And I'm not talking about Georgia, the state, like Florida-Georgia line. No.
Georgia, Chechnya, Georgia?
Yeah, where Georgia? It's like over in that Baltic region. Just type in Georgia. So Georgia's a country. No, go to country. Georgia's a country.
Yeah.
So Georgia.
It gave me a map from Atlanta to Moscow.
Yeah.
I typed in Russia, Georgia.
Yeah, just bring up the Wikipedia on Georgia.
There we are, right there.
Yeah. So
it's near Armenia and Azerbaijan.
So is Georgia an actual country or is it a province of?
I thought Georgia was a country. But
So Georgia is a country over there.
It defected. When the Soviet Union broke up, it became its own place.
So somebody most likely has my flood damaged mess of a Helene storm car driving around Georgia. And then they're going to have problems. They're going to see my name as the home address, and they're going to come hunt me down, Michelle.
They probably are.
I'm going to end up with an AK-47 round in my head from some very disgruntled purchaser of my car from Florida.
I doubt that.
They probably are, dude. I'd watch out.
I hope not.
Okay, yeah.
Anyway, I thought that was interesting that a lot of these flood damaged cars, they weren't totaled. They weren't destroyed or parted out. A lot of these have gone overseas. So it's like somebody else's problem just, far away from here.
You know who could have bought it from the Copart auction? Sam Crack, our old MJ Morning Show intern, who now has a wildly successful YouTube page where he refurbs cars that he buys from the auto auction.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's right.
They'll look up SAMCRAC, Sam Crack.
Sam Crack.
On YouTube, and he was a Morning Show intern for like 2 or 3 years, and he's like Mr. Super YouTube celebrity. It's a big deal.
Fantastic. Do you know the dating accessory? Or let me rephrase that. Do you know the accessory item that women could wear that could prevent guys dating them? Listen, I think this is BS. But this woman says, hey, no wonder why I'm single all the time. And there's this viral theory. This, I guess, is going crazy on social media as we speak, that there is an accessory item that women will wear, and it's being suggested that this is a guy and a date repellent.
Is it like an out-of-the-ordinary accessory? Like you'd notice it immediately that she has it on, and you're like, no dice.
Yeah. So it's a repellent. There is a piece of jewelry. There's a particular item that women are saying, I guess, repels guys. And it's a jewelry item, and I think they're elegant. I think they're beautiful.
You do personally, or you're reading that?
I mean, is it like
No. I think that this particular item is a beautiful jewelry accessory item for a woman, but there's this whole theory that's circulating on social media, and women are saying, no wonder why I'm single. I shouldn't be wearing this. Michelle, have you heard anything to this effect?
I have not.
Is it a toe ring?
I'm going to tell you right now.
I can't get past a lady with a toe ring.
Toe ring?
Yeah, I mean, come on. I mean,
Oh my God.
I'm going to tell you right now.
tell me you're easy without telling me you're easy. Put on a toe ring.
What?
Yeah, who wears toe rings? Yeah.
A toe ring?
Yeah.
Hold on. You think that a woman with a
Oh,
toe
yeah.
ring is
Listen.
easy, like open for business?
Listen, you want a good time? Look at the feet at the club.
Really?
For a toe ring.
Where did you come up
Telling-
with this?
Listen, I'm telling you.
That toe ring women put out? Like,
Oh my God.
like first
Actually,
date?
toe rings are the ones you want to date,
Oh, man.
at least for
All right,
2 or 3 times.
Michelle, here it is. You ready for the big reveal, the big disclosure?
Yeah, what
She's
is
not
it?
going to guess?
The pearl earring theory. That women who wear this type of accessory item, pearl earrings, are viewed as intimidating, high maintenance, expensive, pain in the butt,
I don't know.
and that it scares away potential dates, guys, possible husbands down the line. Have you ever heard of this?
I have not, but I don't even think that pearl earrings are necessarily, prohibitively expensive.
No, listen.
I mean,
they're
you can
different.
get you can get a whatever kind of quality or character. I mean,
It's not that they're expensive, but I think they give off like an aura of stuffiness.
Hey,
really?
Are there any women listening right now? Are there any women
Uh-huh.
that would like to comment on the pearl earring theory? Have you seen this online? Do you agree or disagree? Has this happened to you? Do you think this has happened to somebody you know? There are multiple angles. I would like our female listeners, I would like our women to call in now if you have any experience with this or any thoughts on the pearl earring theory that it's like a guy repellent.
I mean, if you're going out to meet guys, I mean, are you gonna, get dressed up and put on your pearl earrings?
All right, 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. Hey, I gave Michelle a pearl necklace recently. What was that for? Was that for birthday or it was last it was 30th, right?
No, it was Christmas a couple Christmases ago.
Oh, okay. All right, so I gave you a pearl necklace, some nice Mickey motos. That was Christmas gift?
A couple years ago.
All right, so what I give you for our 30th anniversary?
Nothing.
A hickey?
Yes, I did. What I give you for your 30th?
Last
I
year.
gave you matching earrings.
No, you gave me those for Christmas.
Christmas again?
I'm pretty sure.
Wait, so what I give you for your birthday?
Nothing.
What I give you for? Come on, I had to give you something for our 30th anniversary.
No.
A year ago.
No.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Get out of here.
You gave her a hard time.
Nothing.
I gave you a nice watch. When did I give you that nice watch?
About 4 years ago.
I don't think it was that long ago.
Oh yeah.
Really?
All right, check receipts.
All right, let's go to phones.
I kind of trust her recollection of this better than yours.
Exactly.
Let's go to phones. 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. Have you heard about this pearl earring theory that women, I mean, we're talking about like simple, like pearl stud earrings that apparently make guys flee because they think that a woman, regardless of age, a woman with pearl earrings are high maintenance, pain in the butt, expensive, intimidating.
It kind of makes sense.
800-990-1047 gets you on. Hey, Carrie in Apollo Beach. Hi, Carrie.
Hi, MJ. How are you?
We are well. Would you like to weigh in on the pearl earring theory?
Pearl earrings are a classic look. I always wear pearl earrings. I've never had it.
Well,
what the hell?
Oh, no.
It's like pearl earrings can't pay the phone bill.
Someone yanked the phone and the pearl earrings right out of her ear.
So,
well,
I mean,
call back. Hurry up. Call us back. 800-990-1047. Carrie, right?
I mean, if you were Michelle, how many times have you put on the pearl earrings or necklace in the years that you've been gifted them?
I have to say we don't go out a lot, so
But
I don't.
You would wear them to a very conservative leaning event.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? I wore them the other night when we went to dinner. I wore them to opera night last Wednesday.
Okay, all right.
I wore the set.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
And none of the guys
An opera night.
Yeah.
Oh, that doesn't sound
I
too pretentious.
doesn't sound high maintenance at
Meanwhile,
all.
It was opera night in a nice Italian restaurant where we were just, you know.
So we're at Donatello. They have opera night every once in a while, and we went specifically for opera night. So Michelle is like slobbering and eating angel hair, getting pasta sauce all over her shirt and everything, while the opera singers are walking around.
Okay.
So Carrie just didn't call back.
It's all right.
I hope she's okay.
We got
All
more.
right, let me grab Amy in St. Petersburg. We think our phone system apparently dumped a whole bunch of calls. Amy in St. Pete. One more call on this. Amy, go ahead.
Pearl earrings indicate class, wealth, status. I've never had a problem attracting men with pearl earrings, but maybe men that are just wanting that one-night stand are looking for the toe ring girl, you know. I don't know.
The toe ring girl. Listen, I
disagree with the theory.
I do.
Think men that want somebody that's long term are going to go with the classier looking gal.
I agree. I concur. I don't know what that's about. I never looked at a woman wearing pearl earrings, nice pearl studs, as, oh man, she's too much trouble, intimidating, high maintenance. Anyway, listen, Amy,
Right.
I agree. Thank you, Amy. Have a great 4th weekend. Listen to the reason why a couple did not pay their teenage babysitter. This is ridiculous. A 15-year-old babysitter went onto Reddit, posted the story on the Am I Overreacting community on Reddit, and asked help. A payment dispute between a family and the babysitter. May, M-A-E is her name. She's 15 years old, and she posted screenshots of texts that she shared with the family that she apparently regularly worked for, regularly babysat for this family, and then they snubbed her. They refused to pay her for several days.
Really?
Yeah. So she took these screenshots, posted them on Reddit, explained that the parents were more on the conservative side and a lot more religious than my family, but they're very, very nice. So she initially looked at this as maybe a mistake, why they weren't paying her. I guess they Venmo'd her.
They Venmo'd the money.
They did some, what are the biggies? Venmo, Zelle, you know. So she didn't get paid. And then she sends the mother, Marianne, the text, you know, just kind of inquiring. And when she discovered what was going on, she's like, what the heck? And then she posts this up on this Reddit subgroup. And the family essentially said that she was not accidentally not paid. She was intentionally unpaid because they didn't feel comfortable paying her for babysitting because they thought that her lacy top was inappropriate. That the top, the clothing that she wore was inappropriate. So they refused to pay her because of that.
It sounds like some really terrible people, first of all. I mean, if somebody does work for you, you know, even if you have a relatively minor grievance with them, you pay them for the work, get that out of the way, and then you can take it up later.
All right, so listen to this. Let me share some of the text with you. Hi, hope you had a great weekend. I just wanted to reach out because I haven't gotten my payment from Wednesday yet. I know you guys celebrate Good Friday and Easter, so I totally get that. It probably slipped off your radar, but if you could Venmo me when you have a chance, that would be fantastic. The mother, Marianne, writes back in the text chain, hello, May, M-A-E. Dan and I have been talking about it, and quite frankly, we do not feel comfortable paying you the full amount after you wore such an inappropriate clothing to our house. The kids love you, and we are more than happy to give you a second chance, but we cannot pay you more than $50 after you wore that outfit.
How much was she originally owed?
I don't know.
This sounds crazy.
Then she writes back, May writes back to Marianne, wow, I had no idea you guys felt that way. I'm so sorry I made you uncomfortable. I just wanted to be in something flexible to run around with Sarah and Eliza. That being said, and then it cuts off on the screenshot. What the hell?
I can understand having a standard as the employer / parent of things you may not want the babysitter to wear, but you have to discreetly tell them that.
Yeah.
Either up front or immediately when you see it to let them know, hey, let's do it this time, but next time that's not what we're looking for.
So
it can be handled professionally.
You know, the internet is filled with detectives.
Yeah.
You know, the people that look at a picture. So I guess she posted a picture of her top.
Yeah.
And then the internet detectives went to work. You've heard the stories that someone will have a picture and there's like an innocuous background. There's like a tree and a light pole, and then people figure out where it was. I mean, that's crazy stuff. I mean, if you do not, let's say you want to take a picture or video, and hey, quiet guys. Hey, if there's a picture and a video, and you don't want people, you got to be careful because sleuths can look at simple clues in the background, and if you're trying to keep something undercover stealth and not reveal a location, a lot of these internet wacko detectives can figure out where you are.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's what happened with the top. So internet sleuths figured out that the so-called inappropriate top was from Brandy Melville's Skylar tank top collection.
Huh.
Whoa.
Have you ever heard of Brandy Melville?
Yes. Your daughter used to shop there all the time.
I'm sorry, I don't know.
Yes, you do know.
What do you mean?
When we lived in New York, they had one on the corner just a little south of us.
Really? Brandy Melville?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It doesn't ring a bell.
It's kind of a one-size-fits-all.
Brandy Melville USA has a very robust website. Looks like it's fairly inexpensive stuff.
It is.
So they determined that it was a Brandy Melville Skylar tank top or something.
I mean, you could just load a picture up into Google and it'll it'll take you to the original website.
That's ridiculous. Hey, what childhood pastime is like almost like extinct? What childhood pastime? We did this. This was like every single day for hours. When I was a kid, we all did this. What child? You know what? I'm going to phones on this.
Oh.
What do you mean?
No, I have a guess.
All right, hold on. Don't.
I don't know if I'm right or wrong or whatever.
I want to engage the audience. What childhood pastime is like extinct? It's like totally faded. It's almost gone. Childhood pastime. Listen, if you're like probably even like 30, 40, I'm sure we all did this.
Yep.
All right. Do you know, just take a guess. That's the only hint I'm going to give you before I go into the actual item. What childhood pastime is like completely faded? 800-990-1047. Let's go. Fire up the phones and guess. We all did this as kids, and they just don't do it anymore. How quickly can somebody guess it? All right, phones are ringing. Let's go. 800-990-1047. What's your guess? What childhood pastime is like, oh, that's a good one. Yeah, the first one that Andrew has screened is good. All right. There are going to be a lot of good guesses here. So even if you're wrong, I'm telling you, we're going to get some really, really good guesses because I'm looking at the first one that's screened. All right. 800-990-1047. All right, phones are loaded. Andrew's screening. Let me grab line 1 first. It is Shane in St. Pete. Shane, hi, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi, Shane.
Hey, good morning, guys.
All right, Shane, what childhood pastime has like totally gone by the wayside?
Well, the crazy thing is we were just, all the guys at my shop and everything, we were just talking about this morning, and I said it's got to be cartoons.
That is wrong. But Shane, dude, that is a phenomenal suggestion. I mean, that's another one. That is, just because you're wrong, it's still great content because I remember as a kid, my brother and I, we would race downstairs on Saturday and Sunday mornings to, find junk food to eat and sit in front of the TV and watch, Captain Caveman and Scooby-Doo and, all that crap.
All the Hanna-Barbera
I mean, I don't know
classics.
if I'm your guys' age. I'm 46, and I grew up watching Saturday morning cartoons. You'd race down to watch the Smurfs and Voltron and G.I. Joe and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah. Shane, that's not what I'm looking for, but it is a great, great answer. Thank you. And in fact, a lot of these are. Thank you, Shane.
Thank you, guys.
All right, let me grab Mary in Homosassa. Mary, what childhood activity is extinct now?
Good morning. For me, I'm going to say it was hide and seek.
Another good guess, but wrong. It's not hide and seek, but that is a good guess.
I mean, think about it, MJ. All these cameras around houses. If you see somebody hiding behind your garbage can, you're calling the cops. It's an 8-year-old, right?
Let me grab, I think, Robert and Sabe, or is it Sabe? How do you pronounce your name? Is it Sabe or Sabe in St. Pete?
Just Sabe.
Oh, Sabe. All right, Sabe, what is your guess?
My guess would just be going outside, period. My son's locked in his room all day long. He doesn't want to come out.
Yeah, playing video games or whatever the hell they're doing in there. So, Sabe, playing outside is a great guess. That is close, but it's not exact. Let's see, Robert in Palm Harbor. Robert, you have the same guess, playing outside, right?
Yeah.
Listen, a phenomenal, Robert, great guess, but it's not playing outside, but it's close. All right, let me. Oh
man, nobody guessed my answer yet.
Here, what's your answer?
Ding dong ditch, man.
Oh,
all
yeah.
the time.
All right,
and I only had like 12 people on my block, and I got them all. And
all right,
you fat little bastard.
A ding dong ditch.
Yeah,
you couldn't run away fast enough. You got caught every time.
Yeah, they'd see me. I'd be huffing.
Ding dong ditch. They caught you every single. Yeah. Old ladies were catching you as you're trying to lumber away from the crime scene.
Nobody plays ding dong ditch anymore.
That is true, but that's not what I'm looking for.
Ditch is now the Amazon or UPS guy plays ding dong ditch.
Plus, to your point, they have the Ring camera now.
Yeah.
All right. The first now people are calling in with the correct answer. The first one in was Bruce in Seminole. Bruce, you're on the MJ Morning Show. What childhood activity is gone, fading, extinct?
My opinion was first one is the bike riding.
That is correct.
We used to ride our bikes for hours, and then after that, we would play wire ball. Then we would go down to the street and play chink.
Yep.
And
play what?
Hey, easy now.
Hold on, careful. I think that's inappropriate these days.
Easy now. You got to change the name.
Okay, I'll put it this way.
Yeah,
ball.
but riding bikes. Riding
bikes.
That is the answer. Bruce, thank you very much. All right, Andrew, you can let the other calls down. Paul in Plant City was next. He had bike riding. I see we have marbles and jacks. No, that's.
But you still see.
That's like Little Rascals crap. I never even played marbles and jacks.
Really?
Yeah, no, never did that.
But wait a minute, the bike riding, we see bikes when you go to, where would you buy a bike now? Walmart or Target?
Right.
And there are bike shops all around.
Yeah,
and occasionally you'll see a bike in the neighborhood, but you don't see dozens of marauding kids.
Throngs, man, after school. I mean, even first grade, second grade, third grade, even, I was up into 6th and 7th grade, and we had the BMX bikes when they first came out with the mag wheels, and we were building race tracks on vacant lots in Virginia Beach where I grew up.
But don't you remember during COVID, there was a big bike shortage, and everybody, if you had an old bike that you weren't using, that you just hadn't gotten rid of yet, you were able to sell it.
But those were adults, and maybe the kids.
No, the kids too. You couldn't get them.
Listen to me. The adults and the families were going out bike riding.
Right.
We're talking about the everyday after school stuff.
For hours.
Where kids would go out we were out all day, man. It would be dark and our mothers are looking for us. And we didn't have cell phones back then. And it was nonstop. We were riding bikes everywhere. And I barely see any kids riding bikes in our neighborhood, zero. And I'm walking 30 miles a week in our neighborhood.
They're laughing at you. Look at that.
Think about that for a second. Hey, you mentioned Amazon. You were talking about Ding Dong Ditch and Amazon. Did I see that Amazon is going to raise the price of Prime again? Can you? I didn't print it. Hold on a second.
Andrew's phone is still blowing up.
I know the phone's ringing off the hook here. Can you just look up Amazon Prime and see if I thought I heard that they're raising Prime again. Who am I grabbing? Line 1. Hi, good morning. Who's this?
Vanessa?
Hey, Vanessa. Go ahead. You're on the MJ Morning Show.
Well, you're talking about Ding Dong Ditch.
Oh.
My nephew just played Ding Dong Ditch, and they took him to court, and he had to do community service. Because he had a Ding Dong Ditch doorbell camera.
Wait a sec. What's the charge for Ding Dong Ditch?
I don't know what, I'm not sure what they charged him with, but the cops came to the house, and you thought that they were just going to scare him and say, don't do that anymore. But she wanted to press charges, and he had to do 25 hours of community service.
Oh, where was this?
That's terrible.
Where?
This is in Pennsylvania, in Downingtown, Pennsylvania.
Holy crap. How old was the kid that did the Ding Dong Ditch?
15.
15 years, maybe a little old for that, but all right, 15 years old in Pennsylvania, and the woman who was Ding Dong Ditch pressed charges on what statute? Yeah. What is the law for Ding Dong Ditch? What was do you know what he was charged with?
No, I really don't. I'm sure my sister told me, but I forget what they called it. But I thought it was outrageous that he had to go to court and had to do community service on it.
My God, that's insane.
Yeah.
25 hours.
Huh?
All right. Hey, listen, I'm glad you got through it. Thanks for the story.
You can't get away with anything anymore.
No.
It takes all the fun out of everything.
Wow, yeah, those Pennsylvania bastards.
Yeah, you really have to be selective.
Thanks for calling.
Thank you. Bye. You have a good day.
Can you do me a favor? Can you find out what he was charged with and text Fester, please?
Okay, I'll pull over and text my sister.
All right, do you know what Fester's text number is?
No, and I'm driving, so I can't take it down.
All right, 813-310-8444. Can you remember that?
310-8444.
8444.
8444. 310-8444. Okay, bye.
In the 813 area code.
Let her go.
Okay.
So
310.
She's repeating it to herself.
813-310-8444.
You got to let her go now because she's repeating it to herself.
Text Fester, thank you.
I have a guess. He was probably charged with disorderly conduct.
Really?
Yes.
Or
some little misdemeanor like that.
Is menace to society?
I don't think that's an official charge.
Is it? I don't know.
I think it's the little bastard law up in Pennsylvania is what they got him with.
Yeah.
That's insane. All right, did you find Amazon?
I found a bunch of stories. Which one do you like?
Yeah, Amazon Prime members braced for sticker shock as analysts predict. Yep, right there. Click on that. Fox Business. Let me grab the scroller here because you can't even operate a simple mouse.
No.
All right. Amazon Prime members braced for sticker shock as analysts predict imminent price hike, a $20 price hike. So they might be, what, really? So if they raise Prime another $20, that could generate $3 billion more.
Wow.
Wow.
So what is it now? Like 120, 119?
Is it 139? What is that?
I think it is 139.
139?
I forget now when we looked at it last.
Hold on. The story's going to have it. The cost of Amazon Prime membership could potentially rise, according to Wall Street analysts. J.P. Morgan analyst Doug Anmuth said last week in a research note that the bank thinks the Seattle-based e-commerce giant could raise the price of its popular Amazon Prime membership in 2026. Amazon Prime has charged an annual fee of $139 for its Prime membership in the U.S. since 2022. Before that, it was $119 a year.
Yeah, I'm about to say, they just raised it a couple years ago.
Yeah. They raised it from $119 to $139. Michelle, wasn't it once like $99?
Yeah. It might have even been less than that initially.
I think I remember a $79
That's
Prime,
what I was going to guess.
Yeah, they have to pay for that Jeff Bezos, Lauren Sanchez $55 million wedding. More celebs are coming out saying it was just obscene.
Screw them. I mean, who cares?
I don't care.
Yeah, let him
spend his money how he wants.
Spend his money. Here's the thing about billionaires spending their money. Nobody ever talks about the impact they've had on the village. All the people that were employed.
Yeah.
All the money that's spent in that town and the families that it's fed.
Yeah. The florist and the bakery that was supplying the very special, cakes to go.
Bezos was like blasted for that big old yacht he built.
Yeah, $500 million yacht, $500 million yacht.
Okay.
On the surface, it sounds ridiculous. Then you realize that he hired 1,000 people for like 3 years, and they had homes, and they supported their community.
Listen,
and
I
the
get
kids
it.
went to college.
And guess what?
All because of this guy's purchase.
And guess what? Those jobs cannot be eliminated by AI or anything like that.
Yeah.
That requires actual physical labor.
Yeah, I mean, I think my tune's changed on billionaires spending their money the way they want to.
Yeah. Go right ahead.
Oh, listen, I fully agree that if you make it, you can spend it however you want. But also,
So Rosie O'Donnell should shut her pie hole.
Well, hey, I want to get to that in a second because Michelle said, hey, you missed something on Rosie O'Donnell yesterday. I'll get to that in a minute. But, when I looked at the Bezos wedding, it's like, sure, you can afford it. You're a billionaire a jillion times over. And can you spend your money any way you want? Abso-freaking-lutely. But should you always? Should you display excess or, grotesqueness in the eyes of some, over the...
Why should he be denied having as nice of a wedding as he can have?
Oh, he fully can.
Okay, so you're saying should he?
Listen,
why should he be denied? You know what? He took a gamble on himself. Him and Mackenzie left like New Jersey, New York, Wall Street, drove across the country, came up with this e-commerce idea. He took a gamble on himself selling books out of his garage.
Yeah, man.
20 years ago, whatever it was.
There's a picture of Bezos sitting behind a desk with a bad hairdo and Amazon spray painted on a wall.
Yeah,
I mean, he did it himself.
What did Rosie O'Donnell say that I missed yesterday?
Oh,
she went after Lauren Sanchez or something?
She did. I think she called her like a fembot. How could he leave Mackenzie for her?
Okay, so that was the second half of what she said the first time, that Bezos has sold his soul for a fembot.
Yeah.
And, okay, Rosie, shut up.
What have you done lately, Rosie, to help anybody do anything? Come on.
Tell me you're jealous without saying you're jealous, Rose.
Yeah. I mean, it's just why name calling her? Why dragging down another girl? Why? Because what? Because she's marrying the billionaire? They're grown, consenting adults. They can do whatever they want.
Yeah, I mean, my whole attitude's changed on these billionaires.
Yeah.
All right, listen to this. You're 77 years old.
No, I'm not.
All right, I'm telling you.
Hypothetically.
All right. No, Michelle's not. Listen, this is a factual story, all right?
Okay. Fine.
A woman is, all right, let me rephrase. A woman is 77 years old, wins a Michigan lottery instant scratcher to the tune of $4 million. $4 million win, Michigan State Lottery scratcher. Doesn't take the lump sum, takes the 30-year annuity payout. At 77, what the hell?
You know what, MJ? I mean, honestly.
What the hell?
Just stop that.
What?
Yeah, the hacking.
I was trying to do the wheeze.
Yeah, I just turned my headphones down.
All right, whatever.
All right. So listen, it's not a terrible idea. I mean, think about it. Let's say she's 77. Let's say she has 10 more years left, right? Then she sets her family up for financial stability for the next 20.
Take the lump sum. Your family's going to inherit the money. It's not like she's going to go out and blow it on hookers and gambling.
But maybe the people who will inherit it are really bad with money, and she's like, this is a way to make sure that they don't blow it, like Fester just said.
I just have never. Most people don't take the annuity. Almost whether you're winning Powerball, Mega Millions, the state lottery, or
I'm not mad at the annuity. Listen, I'm a regular schmuck.
Any financial expert tells you don't take the annuity. Take the lump sum up front. She's 77 years old. She probably has 3 or 4 years left on the ticker. And she's got a 30-year payout. I don't know.
She probably lives off Social Security, so she'll be getting a lot of money for the rest of her life.
That seems
living a wonderful life, and then she'll have a legacy if she has anything left.
That seems dumb to me.
I don't know.
All right, so Katy Perry now. What's going on with suspended celebrities at concerts? So Beyonce's cable almost snapped on the red Cadillac floating over the stadium in Houston. So earlier this week, we heard about Beyonce all cockeyed and tilted as she suspended, 50 feet up in the air. Now Katy Perry nearly fell out of a metal sphere. Man, she just is having a rough time.
Yeah. Talk about somebody who wakes up in the morning and says their day's going to suck.
Oh, yeah.
I think she pretty much wakes up like that almost every day.
Like every day.
Right now.
Yeah,
Ugh.
sure.
And again, the turning point for her was the going up in the speaking of Bezos, going up with Lauren Sanchez, Bezos' new wife, and Gayle King. Katie, did her fortunes change?
Like, why does she get all the hate? Gayle King was there and whoever else.
Yeah, leave Katie alone.
Right.
Come
Anyway,
on.
so what happened to her? She fell out of the sphere?
No, she almost fell out of a metal sphere in a concert malfunction. So she was in Australia, and she's holding on to like the bars. I guess something malfunctioned. She almost fell out of the sphere, and I guess they turned off all the lights so they could like secretly help her, so no one could see. I think that'd be more dangerous.
Yeah,
turn off the lights. What? So you can have the crowd panics and stampedes or something. Yeah, it just seems that Katy Perry just can't catch a break. In the relationship between Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, who be wearing the pants?
Oh, I think it's obvious.
Well, go ahead and say it.
I think it's Tay-Tay.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
If Travis is in that relationship, neither of them should be wearing the pants, if you know what I mean.
According to a body language expert who has been studying like pictures and videos of Travis Kelce and Tay-Tay, Taylor Swift together, he says that she says body language expert Judy James offered her interpretation. We have Travis serenading Taylor here, singing straight into her face as they dance. This is at a Nashville party, I guess, recently. But she says without a doubt that Taylor Swift says to Travis Kelce, jump. And he says, how high, master, you know?
Yeah, good for Travis.
Yeah.
I mean, are we mad at him
What
for that?
do you mean, good for?
Listen.
So apparently Tay-Tay has got like a bull ring in his nose and, leading him around, with like a pinky up in the nostril.
Okay, this isn't Pretty Woman, okay? It wasn't like some hooker he picked up off the street who he turned into like, a housewife. She's probably the most famous woman in the world right now who's not a queen.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a different dynamic.
I'm just pointing it out.
She's her own boss. She runs the show a lot of the times. And then maybe when the doors close and the lights go off, old Trav takes over.
All right, you guys want me to taste something?
Hudson.
All right, tell me what's going on
Bought
here.
you something. Hudson, listen, yesterday we talked about my son Hudson being on Ryan Trahan's video where he travels to 50 states in 50 days.
All right, so Ryan Trahan, who I had no idea about until yesterday, is a YouTuber with like 22 million subscribers.
Yes.
And one of the latest things he's doing, he's dropping videos of him going to 50 different states in 50 days.
Yes, and on the West Virginia episode that premiered on Monday night, at the 17-minute mark, he featured my son Hudson at the 7-Eleven in New Tampa on Bruce B. Downs.
Because he had asked followers to send pictures of you at a store that sells his candies.
Yes.
So this YouTuber, what's his name?
Ryan Trahan.
Has a line of candies called what?
Joyride.
Joyride candies. And does he have a deal? They're only at 7-Eleven?
They're at 7-Eleven. They're at Targets. I think they're at Safeways. And as he travels around the country, he goes and visits his own display.
Your wife sends in a picture of your 8-year-old kid Hudson.
Yes, he sent
in front of this guy's candy display.
Yes.
And then he put the picture of your son Hudson on his YouTube for West Virginia at the 17-minute mark a couple of days ago.
Hudson was over the moon excited.
Oh, I'm sure.
And then last night we're talking about the video, and I showed him the clip off of MJTV of when we talked about it. And then I was like, you know who really likes gummy things?
Oh.
And he goes, and Hudson says, who? And I was like, Mr. MJ.
Did you guys rush out? Did you guys go out and buy them so I could taste them right now?
So we actually went to the 7-Eleven on 4th Street this morning.
All right.
And I was like, let's pick up some Joyride before the show. Now, a lot of the things he makes are like sour variety. Like we have like the sour fun dip strips. What's the other one, Hudson? The other sour one? Sour watermelon?
Sour watermelon.
Yeah, sour watermelon's the other one that he has.
All right, so it's Joyride Uncommon Candy, 70% less sugar. This is the Cherry Berry Ropes plant-based candy. All right, where's this made? It better not be made in China.
No, I think it's made in Texas.
All right, it says distributed by Project 7, Austin, Texas. All right, but it doesn't say where. Is it made in America? I hope it is, because I don't eat Chinese candy.
Yeah, I'm about to say.
All right, I'm going to open this up. I'm going to try it. So
yeah, I want to try one of those.
All right, these
the
look
cherry
good.
one sounds delicious.
So the deal is it's 70% less sugar. I mean, think about all the sugar and processed stuff in candies.
All right,
and that's the red ropes.
This is the Joyride Cherry Berry Ropes.
Yeah,
Michelle, here.
Yeah, it sounds a little like a Twizzler, but maybe better.
Oh, this is good.
Can you just pass me the package?
Oh, yeah.
Throw the package.
Yeah,
don't throw it.
This is good.
Yeah.
This is flavorful.
It's a really tasty candy.
It's delicious. Wow. No, it's good. Michelle, you don't like gummy things.
I like Twizzlers.
But it's not a Twizzler.
It's like a Twizzler.
It's exactly like a Twizzler with a filling.
It's a licorice type
You won't eat my gummy bears?
No.
You won't eat my cola bottles, the gummy colas I love? No. These are good.
We need to have Ryan Trahan come out with some gummy colas for MJ.
Oh, these are tasty.
Yeah, he also has, and the other one we have is like the sour fun drink strips, which is like, I think, a citrusy flavor.
That's very tasty. I got to take a break. This comes to an end right now, folks. 1 hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ has just concluded. Actually, we did well over an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop content here on the MJ Morning Show. When we get back, Costco is in trouble. Ooh, Costco's in trouble. Why? We'll tell you next on the MJ Morning Show on Q105, 104.7 FM, 854. Hey, Two College Brothers Moving and Storage is ready for your phone call. Call Two College Brothers if you're moving. If someone you know is moving, tell them to call Two College Brothers right away. You don't want someone you care about to get stuck with a really crappy moving company. Oh, and they're out there. And, they're not named like crappysuccomovers.com. No. But they're out there. They're waiting to lure you in like Mover Quicksand or something. You don't want to end up with a bad moving company. That's why you call Two College Brothers. If you're making a move or if you know anyone that's moving, make sure you call twocollegebrothers.com. Get a great quote, but more importantly, get a great move. Trained experts. They're going to wrap all your furniture in blankets. They're going to treat your things like it's their own family's belongings. They're all background checked to the hilt. twocollegebrothers.com, the smartest move you'll ever make. Make sure you mention me, MJ. They'll give you free moving boxes. That's twocollegebrothers.com. 8:55, traffic's on here. Shriner, MJ Morning Show, 9 o'clock hour. Got a whole hour to go. Next.
The major...
right, 9:01 at the MJ Morning Show. Before we get into Costco's in trouble, or are they not really in trouble? We'll take a look at this in a minute. First, though, the Diddy situation and the jury having a verdict on multiple counts, but no verdict on the major count. I bring in MJ Morning Show legal analyst, my lovely wife, Michelle.
Literally, I'm just like an average watcher as well. Okay, honestly.
All right, explain what happened.
The jury can't get along. So, now they're trying to figure out how to decide these charges. I think that they're really going through it actually pretty methodically. They've obviously skipped the first one because it is the most complex of the charges, and they've moved on to the 4 other charges that were officially charged.
So the first count is the racketeering charge.
Yeah.
So that would be like RICO, racketeering.
Is that the most serious of the charges?
That is. That's the most serious. I think it has the most jail time.
That carries up to life in prison if he's found guilty and convicted on the RICO charge.
And that's the one they're having problems over.
Yeah, so apparently they have a verdict on was it 5 total? They've got
sex trafficking of Cassie, they have a verdict on.
Yep.
Transportation for prostitution of Cassie and others, they have a verdict on.
Yep.
Sex trafficking of Jane, they have a verdict on.
Yep.
And transportation for prostitution of Jane and others, they have a verdict on.
But they do not have a verdict on listen, those other charges, those could, if guilty on those charges, or even some of those charges where they have telegraphed to the judge that they do have a verdict, those could bring some fairly hefty federal prison sentences.
I think 15 years is what I was hearing yesterday.
Yeah. So, who knows if he's convicted on multiple, would they be consecutive or concurrent?
Yeah, probably concurrent.
15 years is a walk in the park compared to life.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so the serious charge, they're apparently hung up on that. I'm not going to say it's a hung jury because the trial could end.
Yeah.
In just having guilties on 4 of the 5 counts, and they might be able to hang on the 1 count.
Right.
And that would be it. I mean, could they go back?
Yes.
I guess they could go back and retry on the RICO charge.
Right.
Yeah, that's what they did to the lady in Boston. You got a hung jury.
All right, so the deal is, Michelle, the deal is that the jury told the judge that we can't find, we're stuck.
Yeah. They said that they have...
There's no consensus on...
No, they literally said they cannot even... It's unpersuadable. Like that each side is sort of dug in their heels. Yep. So however many of them are guilty, they're dug in, and the other parties are not guilty. Yeah. They're dug in. So now it's, they... Like I said yesterday, they got to go home and sleep on it. So I would imagine they could probably come to some determination today on whether they are going to be able to persuade or... hung jury on that.
They should be back at it now. It's 9:05 in New York and of course right here in the Tampa Bay area.
They're just getting started.
Yeah, so they're probably getting started right now. So the judge saying go back and keep deliberating on the serious RICO charge, is that like an Allen charge? So is that technically an Allen charge is where the judge instructs the jury keep deliberating and try to get to a verdict?
Right.
So
today could be a big day. So, the question is if they still are completely split,
right,
and the jury cannot come to a consensus, will the judge end the trial and just hear the verdicts on counts 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then toss out count 1?
Right. And so then the prosecution, I think they can retry it.
Yeah.
And then their strategy will be completely different.
What does Michelle Cochran have to say about what does this tell us about the leanings of the 4 charges they have already decided?
All right, let me decipher what Fester just stumbled through.
Yeah.
What are the chances are the jury already decided that he's guilty of the other counts versus not guilty?
Or not guilty, yeah. Because if you're torn on the RICO charges.
Well, the RICO charge, I think what they're hung up on with the RICO charge, from what I looked at yesterday, is the RICO charge requires other people to participate, and they have like an organized, hey, Fester, we are going to go and do this thing. And the prosecution did not present any witnesses that corroborated that he was engaged, like with his assistant, the Katrina or whatever, Kareem, so she didn't testify. So you only had like those 1 or 2 assistants that testified. So they're having trouble, I think, figuring out that this is an organization that was actually working in concert to commit these crimes.
What do you feel that some of the experts have said in regard to the jury should have been sequestered? Do you agree?
Like 8 weeks is a long time, but you know what? There was so much information out there about this, maybe so, right? Like, we don't know. And also, I mean, he's been accused of witness tampering. So what's to say he wasn't?
Whoa. What did you just say?
He was accused in some of the evidence that they brought in, witness tampering.
I'm shocked at this information.
Yeah, it's not working. What the hell?
I'm completely shocked at this information.
What the hell? It's not working. Hang on a sec.
I'm shocked at this information.
Oh, now it's working. Our computer's all hung up. Oh, God,
Need some Astroglide over there.
Yeah, I need
everything run a little smoother.
I need to lube up my computer with some P. Diddy baby oil and lube.
I'm shocked at this information.
I was hitting the damn thing, and it was like the computer was flashing.
I'm shocked our computer isn't working.
All right, exactly. Well, no, I'm not shocked. I'm shocked that when I come in here and we do a show without a technical glitch. I'm shocked that everything's working. All right, so anything else? Fessy, you were going to say something.
I was going to say, if the RICO don't fit, you must have quit. But that's it. It wasn't funnier than the technical glitch of, I'm shocked at this information.
No, it wasn't funnier than your impersonation of Diddy doing that.
What are you trying to say?
Do it again.
I love the Korean meat.
All right, so
what the hell does that have to do with anything?
I'm just playing random sound effects now. That's Fester's mumbly. What is that called? That's like a snicker. That's Marlene, a caller from years ago. If that's not a 3-pack-a-day Camel smoker, I don't know what is.
Good for her.
Yeah, all right. Moving along to Costco.
Yeah.
Are they in trouble? Let's see. Lululemon. The overpriced fitness wear company Lululemon. Do you agree with me, overpriced, Michelle?
Oh, yeah.
All right. I think, listen, I've never owned anything Lululemon.
And if you did, I would throw you out.
Yeah, exactly. Guys should not be wearing Lululemon, but we do know a guy that has Lululemon, right?
And loves it.
Yes. But, yeah, men should not be wearing Lululemon. And at these prices, I don't think women should be wearing Lululemon. So here's the deal. Costco is being sued by Lululemon because they're claiming that Costco ripped off designs and they're selling things for a fraction of the price. That Costco copied $128 like yoga pants and $118 hoodie.
Yeah, what, $14.99?
Yeah, the pants are $10 at Costco.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. The Lululemon apparel company is suing Costco for, they're claiming, selling dupes cheaply. Yeah, a lawsuit was filed in California, and Lululemon is alleging that Costco has, quote, unlawfully traded on the brand's reputation, goodwill, and sweat equity. Oh, no pun intended. By selling unauthorized and unlicensed apparel.
Lululemon, do they make anything, or do they buy it from a place that makes it and then they put their sticker on it?
No, they design. Well, listen, a lot of companies, they might contract out the actual tailoring or seamstress work or the manufacturing of the clothing.
So the problem is with that house.
No, this is their stuff.
Okay.
Well, hold on. It's a knockoff. Yeah, it happens all the time. How many times do you see a celebrity wear a gown, a dress at a big award show?
It's not even that. It's the runways. It's the fashion shows. When they
Yeah.
show you a spring showing, 2 hours later, they're already making it in China.
Yeah, you got Temu
Yeah.
or Shein.
Well,
Shein, they're knocking it off. Or listen, even before those cheap Chinese sites, you had stuff that was knocked off. Let me give you the rest of the details. Hold your thought.
All right.
So here's an example. Lululemon sells the ABC men's pants for $128, and they're saying that Costco is selling almost an exact copy for $10, so $118 less. And that they ripped off the design. Then there's something called the scuba hoodie, which you'd think that I'd be interested in something called a scuba hoodie.
Oh, you'd look good in it.
Since I'm a scuba aficionado. Oh, in fact, Michelle, I got us to go to Tackle Shack after the show.
no.
No, I got my old G250. One of my favorite regulators is my old Scuba Pro G250, and my repair's done on that. I'll keep that going forever. Love that regulator. All right, so the scuba hoodie sells for $118, and the Kirkland private label signature scuba hoodie copycat, it's a sweatshirt hoodie, is $8. It's $110 off. 118 versus 8. So Costco is getting sued. They believe the dupes are manufactured by an authentic supplier of the original. Oh, so they think that Costco has moved in, found the manufacturer, as what Fester is saying.
That's how they do it.
Yeah. Well, listen, I've heard that. You want to hear some crazy stuff? So I know numerous people that are in manufacturing, and for cheap production, cheap labor, they've had crap made in China for years. And I've always heard this, that, for instance, a friend of mine has some electrical components, and they're patented. And he said, without a doubt, he's got a company in China making these components. And he says that the plant manager's brother-in-law, 3 blocks away in a different factory, they're knocking the crap off, 3 days later. They're ripping it off. Happens all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we've seen like I think one of the deals, like Ping golf clubs. I think this was a story that came to light like 10 years ago, that Ping golf clubs were like being made in China. And then, it was like literally a relative of one of the plant general managers where they're making that his brother-in-law, they had like copied all the equipment, and they're making the same, they're just making knockoffs of the golf club. Like, because the Chinese government, they don't crack down on that crap. It's like wild, wild west still out there. They don't care. So Costco's getting sued. We'll see if this goes anywhere or if Costco's going to have to settle, but Lululemon is pissed. And you've seen the clothing tables at Costco, like center. Same thing with Sam's, right?
Stacked high.
In the center of the store, they have those tables where they just have shirts and socks and pants and all kinds of crap.
Yeah.
And, it's just cheap. In many, many cases, it's just cheap imported stuff.
A lot of times what happens is the product looks very similar, and it'll have a similar style, collar, fashion, hem, trim line, or whatever. But then when you get down to it, the fabric will be very different.
Yeah,
the fabric from the Lululemon or the Athleta or, from Nike that you buy at Dick's or whatever, that fabric is going to be a much higher quality fabric than the one that you're buying at Costco. But hey, you're only paying $20. Maybe you're just going to wear them for the year and throw them away. Whereas when you pay $130 at Lululemon, you're going to probably wear them for, 5 years.
All right, tell me what this is right here. Listen to this. Identify this sound.
Welcome, foolish mortals, to the haunted mansion. I am your host, your ghost host. Our tour begins here in this gallery. Here, where you see paintings of some of our guests as they appeared in their corruptible mortal state. Kindly step all the way in, please, and make room for everyone. Because there's no turning back now.
you know what that is?
All right, so for the first half of that, I thought it was like the intro to Thriller. With like Vincent Price.
No, that's Vincent Price.
Right.
This is a different guy doing this.
I thought you were gonna play Thriller, but then it's the introduction of the welcome greeting at the Haunted Mansion.
It is. So it's the Haunted Mansion when everyone is in that waiting area, and then you go inside the elevator where the room stretches and everything. Right? Is that where? No, but no, it's you're not in an it makes you feel like you're in an elevator.
The roof rises and you stay stationary.
Yeah, the room stretches, but it feels like you're in an elevator. So, everyone gathers in that round area, and that's the voice you hear at Disney's Haunted Mansion, whether it's Disney right over here in Lake Buena Vista, or whether it's Disney out in Anaheim in California. Do you know what people are doing? And this is annoying, and this is Disney etiquette, and this is something you should not be doing. And I was reading a whole thread on this, and people are pissed that folks that have never gone to Disney or they've never been at the Haunted Mansion, their experience is somewhat screwed up, because you always have people that are like imitating the voice, and they're like saying the lines before the character actually says the lines. So you get into the Haunted Mansion, and as they're playing that little voiceover of, "Oh, step in, I'm your host, your ghost host." And there are people that think it's funny to say the words of the narrator before he says the words while you're inside the attraction. That sucks. That's rude.
It sounds like something you would do.
It's a sing-along.
No, it's not.
It's a sing-along, man.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right, anyway.
It's like going to Frozen, and they know all the words, and they're singing along with, "Do you want to build a snowman?"
All right, it looks like we are getting close to a sequel for... Could anyone identify that noise from the little bitty blip that I just played? Michelle Fester?
Oh, I know.
From that blip?
Yeah.
Play it again.
It's so obvious.
From that blip. Fester, do you know?
What was the second one?
I let it play, and I put up just a little bit more.
I don't know. I have no idea.
You don't know?
No.
You can't tell from that?
No.
Come on. From those little noise blips, you can't tell?
One more. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh, the little bit of a vocal? You what is it?
Saint Elsewhere.
Not Saint Elsewhere.
Yeah. No.
St. Elmo's Fire.
That's right.
You're talking about St. Elsewhere.
I mean, they both have a saint and a letter E to start. It's not the worst mistake.
Hang on. John Parr's about to sing right here. Why might I be playing the theme to St. Elmo's Fire?
Because you love the song.
No, I do like the song.
I know.
I do like the song. Rob Lowe is saying that the sequel is getting very, very close. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, 40 years after the original. He said the script is done. He said the script is great.
Are they all on Social Security right now? I mean, seriously, do we need this? Shouldn't this have come out 20 years ago?
St. Elmo's Social Security.
Okay, but out of all of those movies from like then, the Brat Pack that they did and the John Hughes movies, that was the one. I remember when I made the kids watch it with us like a couple of Christmases ago. We were just having like family movie night. It really didn't hold up, I thought. I think we all were like, wait a minute, what just happened? It was like, right? I mean, you were even like, what was the point of this? So I'm surprised that this is the one they're picking to make a sequel on.
Only because it had the cast.
Yeah, back in the day, on the old, Q105.
Radio Q105.
Remember back in the day, that jingle probably ran, and then this song started, and Fester was a An 11-year-old kid, 12-year-old calling into what, the Tremonti Watts night show on Q105?
I called him all the time. All the time. Tremonti was like, kid, stop calling.
There you go. Anyway, Rob Lowe says that the script is almost done. He says it's good. He says the script, he says, quote, we're working on the script. It's almost there. It's really getting good. Rob Lowe is 61.
Wow.
I think they're all in their 60s. So we're getting close. It looks like there's going to be a 40th, like a reunion of St. Elmo's Fire 2.
I'd actually rather see a sequel for Breakfast Club.
Oh, I'd like to see that too.
Right? Like
Yeah.
Claire and the bad boy actually end up getting married.
And guess what? You have some overlapping between St. Elmo's Fire and Breakfast Club.
Uh-huh.
The two overlaps, I believe, are going to be
Emilio Estevez.
Judd. Yeah, three of them. So Judd Nelson, Ali Sheedy, and Emilio Estevez.
Yeah.
So three overlaps from St. Elmo's Fire and the Breakfast Club.
Yeah. I didn't think Ali Sheedy was acting anymore, so I don't know how they're going to pull that off.
Oh, they're going to get her in. Yeah, apparently they're talking to all of them. So it might be
But don't you think the Breakfast Club would be better? I mean, to see, like, did the guy go off and play the football? Did, Claire and what's his name, who's getting beaten every day by his dad, did they, like, end up really hooking up and, getting married or something? And, what happened to, was it Ali Sheedy with her lice and dandruff or something?
Dandruff.
The detention teacher, he's dead.
Yeah. They went to his funeral.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It was that's how they all get back together, and then we sort of like relive, like their lives maybe, as it was.
They're running around the high school.
Yeah.
What was the name of the teacher in detention? What was the character's name in Breakfast Club?
Was he like the vice principal or something?
No, he was just a regular teacher, but he did the Saturday morning detention.
Was it Mr. Vernon?
Yeah, yes. Mr. Vernon. That's right, played by Paul Gleason. And he serves as I guess he was vice principal.
Assistant principal.
Anyway, he's dead. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Gleason.
But wouldn't that be like a great predicate then for them to like all get back together, and then you sort of like, the movie would take you through like, how they've lived like the last, 10 years, 20 years.
You just
whatever.
bought yourself another Saturday, mister. Crushed. You just bought one more right there. Well, I'm free the Saturday after that. Beyond that, I'm gonna have to check my calendar. Good. You want another one? Yes. You got it. You got another one right there. That's another one, pal. You through? Not even close, bud. Good. You got one more right there. You really think I give a another?
Oh, man. All right. I do like a Breakfast Club reunion, but without Mr. Gleason, come on.
Well,
Or whatever his name. What was his name? Vernon. Mr.
Vernon.
Vernon.
Mr. Vernon.
Paul Gleason was the actual...
yes.
All right. And then, speaking of movies and sequels, so St. Elmo's Fire sequel.
Yeah.
Script's almost done. They say it's good. And then, do we really need a Devil Wears Prada 2?
No.
I don't think we need...
Unless, is Meryl Streep still the old lady, or is
Yes.
it, or is like
No, Meryl Streep has passed.
She died too?
Oh, yeah. Last Christmas. Yep.
I mean, if there was a Devil Wears Prada 2, then Anne
she-
Hathaway needs to take the role.
Meryl Streep's alive. I'm kidding. Meryl Streep didn't pass. She's alive. All right, 9:24 at the MJ Morning Show. When we get back, it's the final chunk of the MJ Morning Show. Are you aware of the Waffle House ID? How do I get a Waffle House ID? Because that's as good as any driver's license, apparently, at TSA. No, it's not. But, man, I just found out about the Waffle House ID. Fester, we got to get one.
I want one.
Where do I get a Waffle House ID?
Probably at the Waffle House.
All right. We got a lot of stuff. So that and more. We're going to do a lightning round. There's a concern about Ryan Seacrest's health. Speaking about passing, Ryan Seacrest, in a picture that I saw, looks like he might already be deceased. Now, there's concern about Ryan Seacrest's health. Listen, I don't really care for the guy's, radio and on-screen work, but I don't want anything to happen to the guy.
I don't care for anything the guy's created, his entire empire. Still, I don't want to see anything bad happen to him.
Mr. Mediocre. I don't want to see anything bad to happen to him. I just don't think that, I'm just not impressed with his talents. All right, that's why I've called him Mr. Mediocre for years. And no, it's not jealous. Oh, MJ, you're just jealous. You wanted to be the host of American Idol. No, I didn't. All right. Maybe Wheel of Fortune. All right. Maybe I'm a little jealous at the fact that. Anyway, we have a lot of crap next. Yes, MJ, I'd like to buy a vowel. All right. When we get back, final chunk of the MJ Morning Show here on Q105, 104.7 FM. It's been extended, folks. This is great news. At Zero Res, the 15% off sale was supposed to end on Monday. Close of business Monday. They've extended it through July. So you can continue to get 15% off carpet cleaning. Get your whole house cleaned. Get every carpet in your house cleaned, 15% off. Get your ducts cleaned. You got all kinds of mung and filth and heebie-jeebies up in your air ducts. Get your air ducts professionally cleaned at Zero Res, 15% off. Grout, tile, upholstery, you name it, 15% off at Zero Res. Whatever service they offer, 15% off. Go to their website, ZeroResTampaBay.com. That's ZeroResTampaBay.com. You can call them on the phone, tell them MJ sent you to get the 15% off, or you can book online. But always tell Zero Res that the MJ Morning Show sent you. That's ZeroResTampaBay.com. You better hurry. The clock is ticking. Today is the 2nd. Ford employee pricing ends on the 4th, Friday. If you've not taken advantage of getting a new Ford car or truck or SUV, most models, there are some exclusions. If you have not taken the bull by the horns and gotten one of these new Fords for employee pricing, you got to hurry because the offer ends for certain, for sure, on Friday, July 4th. Hurry. Get to Veterans Ford and get that Ford at employee pricing. Why Veterans Ford? Got to love them. You're going to love the way you're treated. From the second you walk in the door, you'll realize that this is different than the usual, slimy car dealer experience. Lorenzo is the general manager and managing partner. Very good friend of mine in the MJ Morning Show. They're going to take care of you. The whole team is great. Their service department is the best around. You want great Ford service? Have you been jerked around at other Ford service departments? Not at Veterans Ford. Tell them that MJ sent you. Veterans Ford at Linebaugh and the Veterans Expressway. And hurry, get that deal. And, of course, tell them I sent you. MJ. 928 traffic's on. MJ Morning Show back in a minute.
In St. Petersburg, we have an accident on...
blew my diet today. I mean, not that I really am on any kind of a diet, but I've just about mowed through this entire package of Joyride candies. These are good.
Isn't it good?
These are great from this YouTube guy.
You better give me the rest of that package.
There's one left.
Oh, I want it.
The YouTube
all right, it's
guy,
all the way in the back. Go ahead.
The YouTube guy has a name, you know. It's Ryan Trahan.
Ryan Trahan.
And
anyway,
we strongly encourage everybody to watch his 50 states in 50 days YouTube series. He's raised he's almost to $2 million for St. Jude's.
Yeah.
This A-frame place is where he stayed in yesterday's episode.
What do you mean almost to $2 million? It says $2,500,000. Looks like $2.5 million.
Okay, I'm following what's on the show.
All right,
on yesterday's show, it hit like 1.8.
No, they're over there. I think they're $2.5 million. All right, 9:33 at the MJ Morning Show. I got to figure out how to get this. There's a Waffle House ID.
Really?
Some guy posted a picture of an ID card, says Waffle House, and it's not like an employee. It's like a customer ID card. How do you get this? The Transportation Security Administration got into a debate on social media in the last week or so and clarified that the Waffle House IDs possessed by some customers will not suffice as your identification for travel to get through the TSA checkpoint at the airport. A passenger boarded, well, he posted first. A passenger posted a photo on X of his yellow Waffle House ID with the caption, TSA might want real ID, but I have the realest ID. And then he's holding up a credit card, like shiny yellow Waffle House credit card with the, the little squares with the WAFFL, WAFFLE house logo, and then the American flag, and then it says Matthew Capucci, meteorologist.
So you could put your...
So can I get MJ radio host on how do I get a Waffle House ID card?
I desperately want one. I didn't know that I needed one.
Yeah, you know what? Call Waffle House right now.
I think this one is special because it's kind of like that pass that authorizes you to move around during an emergency time.
Yeah.
And you know how they say the Waffle Houses are always open?
It's the Waffle House, what do they call it? The Waffle House metric or the Waffle House, whatever it is.
The storm's getting worse as Waffle House is closed.
Yeah. It's the Waffle House index that if the Waffle House is totally boarded up closed, that's bad. The Waffle House index. Fester, you can call a Waffle House.
How to get a...
Yeah. I need to call, pick a Waffle House. We've got one right near our house at 275 in West Shore. Maybe call that one up and find out how do we get a Waffle House ID card.
Because they come with saying different things. They don't all say meteorologist. The one that I saw said tornado something.
Is it an employee identification card? Do you have to be an employee?
Hold on. Are they giving these out to storm chasers?
This one says tornado fighter, the one that I'm looking at.
Yeah, the weather related. So meteorologist.
Mm-hmm.
So a Waffle House ID refers to an employee ID card from Waffle House.
No, that's not it. No, that's AI garbage that's spitting out. It doesn't know what we're talking about. That's garbage.
Every other story is about this story.
Dude, would you please just get the phone number
I don't have a phone.
You have a cell phone.
Oh,
just call the freaking Waffle House on your cell phone. I gotta have an ID. So do you. First
it says here, the card is basically an employee punch pass that proves you can sling eggs during tornado season. In parts of Georgia, it carries prestige somewhere between a sheriff's badge and SEC championship ring.
What?
I'm just reading the article.
In Georgia?
So it's a novelty ID. It's not something they have available to give out to, regular people.
Well, who's making them? Someone's making them. And
Waffle House is making them and giving them out.
Well, I gotta have one. I gotta have an MJ radio host Waffle House ID card.
You'd be better served calling this Matthew Capucci and finding out how he got his.
Mm-hmm.
He seems like the authority on it. I've never seen one before.
Why don't you call Matthew Capucci?
Maybe I will.
Meteorologist. I looked him up, and he's got a weather page, or he's not like a TV weather guy like Paul Delgado or
Dennis Phillips.
Dennis Phillips out, our guy or
Steve Jerky.
Yeah, Steve Jervy. He's retired now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Steve Jervy, good guy. All righty. Well, figure this out, would you please?
I'll get right on it.
Thank you very much. All right, this is unbelievable. And I understand why. A New Jersey social media influencer is getting all kinds of crap for taking her 7-year-old daughter to get a spray tan.
Ew.
Yeah, exactly. Do that louder, would you say?
Ew.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's awful. Yeah, there's a momfluencer. Don't you love these terms? A mom influencer is a momfluencer. Her name is Noelle La Palamento. And I guess she constantly has her daughter made up with face masks, going to nail salons. Oh man, real what? Trying to turn her 7-year-old kid into a social media like JonBenet Ramsey kind of thing?
I guess so.
And now people are yelling at her because took the 7-year-old to get a spray tan. That's grotesque. That's terrible. I hope we have no one listening that follows this momfluencer. If you're going to follow anyone, you follow this Michelle-fluencer over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, Michelle.
With a zero social media presence.
Yeah, Michelle with zero. I have enough social media presence.
Mm-hmm.
Michelle's got zero
Yeah.
social media presence. That's pretty gross. That's terrible. This is scary. Ann Bogart collected her boss's empty Diet Coke cans for a month, and you will not believe how much of a room is filled up with this guy's empty Diet Coke cans.
I mean, how many does he go through a day?
Oh, dude, you got to find the image. It's an easy search. Just go to Google and just type in woman collects her boss's empty Diet Coke cans, and you've got to see what at least she purports to be a month's worth of consumption as she has collected all of his cans. Oh, fast, you just passed it right there.
I was looking for a bigger picture.
Look at this thing.
That's a
holy crap! It's like hundreds of cans.
I mean, if he drank
what is he? How many a day is he? So a whole month. You got to figure a total of 20 days. You take the weekends out, so a total of 20 work days. Let's say Monday through Friday. And are you looking at the picture?
I'm reading how many she estimates she drinks a day.
All right, go ahead.
12 cans a day, Fester.
Yeah, a pack a day.
Oh, my gosh.
And she says that he's only in a few times a week.
Here she is.
Yeah.
Here's her audio.
All right, go ahead and restart it. Go ahead from the beginning. Go.
It's been 1 month, and you need to see everything he's trying. I'd also like to point out he's in the office maybe 2-3 times a week because he's just on site visits. So this is just what he's drank in here. So
what do I do?
I don't know. It's just the audio's dropping out. Dude, leave it alone.
Hold on. I don't think this was playing.
You muted it. Stop. You hit mute.
Diet Coke lover. This is only for Diet Coke lovers. So if you're not a Diet Coke lover,
you got to see this pile of cans
get out here. Diet Coke lovers, I need your opinion. So my boss drinks a ton of Diet Coke. We're not talking 4 or something a day. We are talking 12 a day. And he started saving all of his Coke cans, making sure he's leaving them out of the recycling just so he can see how much he's drinking. And maybe we could do something funny on social media for it. It's been 1 month, and you need to see everything he's drinking.
Now she's going to reveal. Look at this.
Oh, my God.
Oh, it's like
I'd also like to point out.
It's like a Coke bottling plant.
Maybe 2-3 times a week. Because he's.
You think she's making that up?
So if it's been a month and he's in there 3 times a week, then that's 3 times 4. It's 12 to 15 days he's in there.
Yeah.
You know, I mean.
And then 12. It looks like there's many more than 100 and something cans there. Yeah, she might be jamming and juicing this up for views.
No doubt the guy has a Diet Coke addiction, which is a real thing.
Oh, it is.
Way.
Oh, yeah.
But man, it's funny.
And all the researchers said that if you think that you're on a weight losing plan by drinking diet sodas, that it actually can have the opposite effect, because people that do diet drinks tend to overeat, like a compensation deal. oh, I'm not drinking sugary drinks. It's 0% sugar and no calories, and then they consume more calories when they eat because they think they've got the clear runway to do so. And then also they say, as far as water weight, a lot of these the chemicals, the artificial sweeteners, they promote like water weight gain and
or retention of water or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Not that I know anything about retaining water, but I could write a novella.
Dude, it looks like you're retaining an Olympic-sized swimming pool over there.
I'm retaining Lake Superior. Oof. Man,
You're retaining the Caspian Sea.
The whole thing.
What else do we have before we get out of here? And I got a bunch of. You know what I want to do? What time is it?
What's that?
I want to ask late listeners to the show. I want to ask you if you've ever heard of somebody. This is a name. This is a celebrity, or this is a name that is out there. I want to know. I'm going to give you a name, but I can't give it on the air. I need you to call up. I just need random callers right now to call the show in the last minutes here before the holiday weekend. All right, call up right now. I just want to run a celebrity name by you, and I want you to tell me who it is. I just want to see how many people know who this guy is, because I might be jaded. I mean, I immediately know who this is, and others in his genre of media or entertainment. But I want to know if you know who this is.
All right.
At 800-990-1047. Because sometimes I think I assume too much. And because I might be focused in on something, but other people just don't know. All right, fire up the phones right now. Anyone can call. I'm just going to ask you a question. Do you know who this individual is? 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. And then it actually leads into a different story. This is why I'm doing this. All right, Andrew's got multiple lines screened. Every line is ringing. 800-990-1047. Let's see if the first caller is April. April in Hudson. Good morning, April. Welcome to the MJ Morning Show.
Good morning. How are you?
You're the first caller. You might just completely end this right here, right now. April.
Let's do this.
All right, let's do this. April.
Let's do it.
Who is David Muir?
Negative, Will Rogers. Don't know.
See, that's why I did this. Don't know. April, thanks for calling in. I appreciate it. LT is in Apollo Beach. LT, welcome to the MJ Morning Show.
Good morning.
Who's David Muir?
He's isn't he the guy on the news?
The guy on the news. That is correct.
Can you be any more specific?
Yeah, like what news is the guy on?
I want to say ABC.
That is correct. All right, look at that. All right, so David Muir is the anchor of
ABC News.
Yep.
ABC World News Tonight.
That is correct.
Right.
So you might hear something like, from ABC News World Headquarters in New York, this is ABC World News Tonight with David Muir. You might hear something like that. All right, so
is he retiring?
No, he's Lester Holt on NBC News just retired.
He's a young man, relatively speaking.
I think David Muir's like 50 years old.
Yeah, for an evening anchor, that's a young man.
Yeah, he's not Walter Cronkite's age.
Seriously, he's not David Brinkley.
Let's away out of here. All right, so LT, you're correct, David. So second caller. The first caller, April, had no idea, and that's why I was asking the question, because I bet, thank you, LT, a lot of people probably just don't know who David Muir is. The reason why I'm bringing this up is because if I told the story and I said his name, how many people would know I'm talking about? Kelly Ripa. They do that live with Kelly and her husband. Mm-hmm. What's his name? Mark
Consuelo.
Yeah. So they do that show at the ABC studios in New York where they have ABC World News Tonight, and, the ABC News is out of there as well. So I think they're moving, though. I don't know if they've moved yet, but it's used to be on... I
think they just moved.
Did they just move?
Yeah.
Because for years they were on 66th Street.
Yeah, they just moved.
Yeah, right off Columbus,
All the shows are now consolidated to the same location.
All right, so I think they moved somewhere. So Kelly Ripa revealed that she took a very indecent photo in front of David Muir's portrait on the wall at the ABC. What she rip her top off?
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Kelly Ripa, your top off? Yeah, she made the admission, I guess, yesterday. Yeah, and David Muir was their guest yesterday, and then Kelly said, hey, by the way, I took a very inappropriate picture in front of your mugshot on the wall in the ABC headquarters. Yeah, so I just wanted to see how many people. Did she say what her inappropriate photo was?
I mean, did she leave that up to the imagination of the viewers? Because I suddenly have like 16 different poses.
Yeah. So just an inappropriate photo, and I was really kind of curious whether people even know who David Muir is from World News Tonight.
If you would have prefaced it with like the new Peter Jennings.
From like 10 years ago.
I mean, if I see David Muir, I'm like, hey, what's up, new Pete?
Why don't you just call him Peter Muir?
Yeah.
All right. So speaking of news anchors, Savannah Guthrie is coming clean and telling the story about her first marriage and divorce was horrible, that she was in misery for years. Yeah, so Savannah Guthrie is looking back at her first marriage, and she said it was awful. Do you know where Savannah Guthrie appeared?
What, on like some like marriage podcast or counseling podcast?
Savannah Guthrie, who is 53 years old, by the way, she was on the Reclaiming with Monica Lewinsky podcast.
What?
Monica Lewinsky has a podcast, and Savannah Guthrie went on the pod. By the way, do you know what the slogan is for Monica Lewinsky's podcast? This podcast doesn't suck.
See,
that's
I am of the belief.
That's her podcast name.
I am of the belief.
That's the slogan. Yeah.
That everybody owes Monica Lewinsky a big apology.
The MJ and BJ billboards, the classics.
Not just what we did, but I think across the board, her life was ruined because she was a victim of a predator.
Oh yeah, totally.
I mean, let's call it what it is. She was sexually exploited by a predator who ruined her life.
Ruined her life.
And,
I mean,
I find nothing about Monica Lewinsky funny in that vein.
Did Bill Clinton ever apologize to her taking advantage of a young White House intern?
I think he had an apology, a broad apology about the whole situation, but I don't ever think he and Monica made peace.
All right, and then finally, Ryan Seacrest, is he dying? Have you seen the picture of Ryan Seacrest?
Now I got to see Ryan Seacrest.
Oh, yeah. Ryan Seacrest has fans worried because he recently made an appearance on his social media. He looks sick.
Well, how does he look on Wheel of Fortune?
I'm just looking at keep in mind those Wheel of Fortune episodes, they record a whole season in like 2 hours. I mean, here's
the schedule. For Pat, he worked the first week of the month. Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune are the same way. They work the first week of the month. They record 5 shows a day, and you work Monday through Thursday, and there's your month.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it's a long day.
Go bring this up. Show Michelle.
Oh yeah.
Type in. This is a page.
I'm looking at it.
This is page 6. Ryan Seacrest leaves fans worried with frail appearance. They hope he's doing okay. I got to be honest. This is more like funeral. That's what it's like. It looks like Wheel of Funeral.
Yeah, if you look at the promo shots of him from Wheel of Fortune, and then you look at the selfies that he's just recently published, there's a significant difference. Like not even just his weight, but he looks gaunt and
I mean, he looks like
frail.
It's like he could be in the movie Philadelphia or something.
Maybe.
I mean, I'm just saying he doesn't look well. Does not look well.
I mean,
and his fans are concerned. Oh.
And he's really kind of a health nut, you know, like what he ingests every day. He's very conscientious about it. I've seen him before when he was on the Kelly Ripa show, like, you know, and he exercises every day. He's, you know, so hope he get better.
I want to know what his white cell count is right now. He's not looking very. I'm telling you, he's not looking healthy. You know, I don't wish him any ill will. I think he's very mediocre as a talent, but I want his health to be good. I want to see Ryan Seacrest live well into his 90s.
You know what? I'll settle for early 80s.
I want him to break a hip spinning the wheel for the final round. Don't they lean over and spin the wheel to get.
Oh, fortune.
I just snapped my hip.
Yeah, Vanna would be like 120.
We got to go. All right, folks. Have a safe 4th of July weekend. We're going to be, best of tomorrow. So we'll have a great show tomorrow. Best of tomorrow. Andrew has put together a phenomenal show with best of material that you probably never heard. So you listen tomorrow, and it's probably going to be new to you. Like an NBC promo back in the mid-'90s. If you haven't seen it, it's new to you. NBC Thursday. MJ Morning Show Thursday, which is tomorrow. All right, folks, be safe. Back live on Monday morning. MJ Morning Show on Q105. Oh, my Instagram, obviously, Certified MJ Radio. Give me a follow. I'm sure I'm going to be posting content over the long weekend. Certified MJ Radio on Instagram. Oh, if I can get one follower. You know what my 4th of July wish is, Fester?
Tell me.
One follower.
Yeah.
My 4th of July wish right now is if I could just gain one new Instagram follower right now at Certified MJ Radio. Just got to go to Certified MJ Radio and hit the follow button. Just one. I'm not being a piggy. Just give me one follow, and that's all I want right now. And my email is mj@mjmorningshow.com. Folks, have a great weekend, and do me a favor, especially with fireworks in your fingers. Let's be careful out there.
Download the app now. Get the Q105 app and listen to us anywhere. Powered by Anna Jar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE.